Crossover.
Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover and just crossed him over nastily.
Another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
All right, time for the crossover. It's brought to you by.
Oh, the tension is killing me.
What's going on? What are you all right?
No, I'm good.
Okay. The crossover is powered by Everlow Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlowconcrete.com.
.com.
I couldn't hear because of our brand new.
Look at them. Look
Those
at
are
how
stylish.
God, these look good.
Yeah.
People can see on TV. yours.
And it is, I like the knit. I like that situation. I like the Nerg Media, front here.
Now, many of you might be thinking, what an awkward sales pitch. It's not a sales pitch. You can't buy them.
No, but
no,
Josh, that's okay. They're exclusive.
they look awesome.
Exclusivity is the winner.
The NRG Media Snowcap Duke.
Yeah. Because otherwise I would have just been wearing my Carhartt one, and that doesn't, I don't care about Carhartt. I just bought it. So
These are
get
well
Nerd.
done.
Nerd.
Like they're warm.
I need it.
They have a good. They looks
You get
good.
one. You
I
get,
need
you get one.
I don't have a winter hat.
You get one.
Well, I don't have a winter hat I can wear.
A winter hat.
The winter hat I can wear represents the wrong college.
What time did you get off the air last night?
11:35.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's not bad. And I was telling him it's not. That wasn't bad.
And then I got home at 11:45.
All right. All right.
And then I didn't go to bed until
Hit the sack right away?
No, I couldn't go to bed. So I didn't go to bed.
You were too jacked from the Nichols game?
No,
Definitely.
I had to prep.
You
I had
saw
to
Liam Nick
prep.
Chesney dunk that thing, and you were like, whoa, I'm not going to bed for hours.
Well, that might be on the bad.
That was a good story.
That
Yeah.
might be on SVP Bad Beat. 'Cause
Oh, was it?
That was
The line was 19 and a half.
I didn't know that.
That was
Oh, man. What? So
Incredible.
what a great story. That's what I was thinking. And then I didn't know it involved the betting line.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
awesome.
didn't know that until Platt.
Oh,
Called in.
that was great. So our dear friend Platt Cat calls the show.
Nice.
And, I'm sure it just says Platt Cat up here. And he's like, hey, Platt. And then he said, all right, see you later, Platt. Like it was his first name, which
Yeah.
is amazing.
Platt Cat.
Yeah. Platt.
Mr. Cat.
That's it.
Die Hard.
It was just really, it was
First
just really
name,
funny.
last name. First
really
name
funny.
Platt, last name Cat. I know Platt's first name. I didn't want to say it on the air. 'cause
Pat.
Pat. Yeah.
Yeah, his
Pat
name-
has been in.
his
He
name
won.
is- yeah.
He won the
No,
pick'em. Yeah.
I've bought beers with Pat. Like I've gotten to know him, and
Yeah.
he's a DMs me all the time and everything. And he actually invited me out to go and get a
So
couple beers with him. But I didn't know if I was able to say his name on the radio.
After he called, I was gonna call because I was on 680 at the time. Nobody was out there. And I'm like, all right, I think I'm gonna call and I'm gonna ask him the exact same question under a fake name, but I didn't do it. So because his question was, hey, I just wondered what you thought of the Nebraska Creighton game on Sunday. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks. See you later.
That's fun.
You feel any
I didn't do
different about the Nebraska Creighton game?
I feel
Connor's always been oddly positive about it.
yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of Creighton people who's like, oh, death march, we're walking into, a problem. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way. But, don't take me seriously. I'm a hunk.
You don't think you're walking into a death trap?
No, I wouldn't say
a
I don't
death
think it's
trap.
I don't think it's predetermined that Creighton's going to lose the game by
God no,
many,
I
many
don't think
points.
that either.
Okay,
I
good.
don't. I don't think anybody essentially the game, in my opinion, is going to come down to who makes more shots. I know that's the game of basketball, but I don't.
Yes.
Both
but no.
teams have many white people shooting many threes.
But
That's
I'm
right.
also saying though that Nebraska does not have the length that Baylor had or the physicality that Iowa State had that they're going to be able to win that way. They're only going to win by shooting.
No.
Same thing with Creighton. It's just what white guys can make more shots.
Exactly.
Is that you?
No.
What's going on?
I don't
Somebody knocking?
Somebody moving stuff very
Yeah.
loudly.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yep. We
No,
got
I'm
we'll
cool.
have a fun one on Sunday. I have made the decision that I don't think I'm going.
Okay.
Whoa. Why not?
I don't think I'm going. I just don't want to. I just don't want to.
I'm not going.
Because of why?
I don't know.
That's a place that you'll be tonight.
I will be there tonight. Yes.
It's
I
a
will.
place you're familiar with.
Yes.
You like sitting in the corner with the media.
No, I don't. That's the
Oh.
thing. I don't. I don't. I'm not hobnobbing, or anything like that. I'm just gonna watch it on television.
Sold out.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
It'll be the not till 4. There'll be a build up in the rail yard.
Yeah. No, it's going to be.
Gate 25
It's
will
gonna
have
be
your
loaded in
favorite
there.
Nebraska celebrities there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, what else does Nebraska have?
25 is lost. Like when you had like some people that used to be in important positions that are no longer in those positions, they are not there anymore. Gate 25 isn't the same.
Yeah. No, you're right.
It's still very busy.
It's lost a little bit of its soul.
Yeah.
Of its luster, if
Yeah.
you will.
You know.
You know what? And it also, like, Nebraska doesn't have a basketball coach that you could be sitting right there in the cube and having a drink outside. And here comes the basketball coach across the street, and you know that he's going to have a drink with you.
2 Coors Lights, please.
I don't ever see Fred.
Mm,
I don't look to my left and see Fred.
Fred
walking
goes
out of
home and
Pinnacle Bank
opens
Arena.
up the wine cellar. You know, that's and that's great. That's a great move.
Did you see him in Napa when you went out there?
No. I should have
Really?
brought him a bottle.
Yeah, you should have. You should have brought him a bottle back. Hey, here's peace. I come in peace. I come with peace.
I mean, the
Here's our
one
olive
thing,
branch.
like Miles was he was a man of the people.
Man of the people,
He
100%.
He would, after a victory, he'd have a beer with you in the rail yard.
2 Coors Lights.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple more.
And he'd either stop right there by all the tables or he'd just keep going to the next stop.
What is it with Nebraska coaches and Coors? The only other time I've seen Nebraska coaches drink beer were Coors Lights.
He had like a deal with them because when he was at CSU, the Molson, whatever the Coors thing. And
Yeah.
he just kind of got hooked on that. But
Yeah. Did not know
He-
that.
he
until
was-
that
he
fateful
was-
night of the
I feel
Christ the
that.
King banquet.
he was disappointed when I gave him a couple Bud Lights one time. He was like, "You don't have Coors Light?" He's like, "This works fine."
He said the sponsor of his coaches show in Fort Collins, he would always have a bucket of Coors Light sitting there for him when he got to do his show.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I was looking. So Nebraska got some damn good home games this year. They got Wisconsin coming up next week. They got Michigan State after the first of the year. There's another one down Illinois at home this year. They have Purdue at home this year. So this is not the biggest home game of the year, I don't think. But it's the first biggest home game of the year.
But it definitely feels like it's a rivalry.
Oh my
it
God,
feels
yeah.
big. It's probably will feel like the biggest.
We need a little bit of that around here. Crowds have been just,
Yeah, were there
nothing-
15,000 people in that stadium yesterday?
I don't
In that arena?
believe there were. I don't believe
8 o'clock
there were.
tips suck.
Yeah.
Dude, it was,
Yes, they do.
it's tough.
At first snow, we're just getting out of it. It's the first time it's been really
Totally.
chilly.
Kids were the kids apparently had the students had the tree lighting ceremony on campus last night, which I don't know if that's an adequate excuse to not go to the basketball game, but that was
Hold on.
I'll tell you right now, it's not.
The tree lighting
A
ceremony.
tree
they had the
lighting?
tree lighting
That's the
ceremony.
excuse
I don't know
for
what to,
not going to support your fellow students.
they had the tree lighting ceremony.
What do they do? They just plug it in, don't they?
That's right.
Well, they turn it on.
And then they keep it
Yeah.
on for like
What's
3 or 4
yeah.
weeks.
I can do.
I don't know what the process is. You turn it on, you plug it in, and then you flip it, or do you just plug it in and then it goes?
Is
I
it
don't
like
know.
a light show? Is it like a?
I don't know.
or
There's a
is
big
it
tree. They light it up.
Don't have that problem in Lincoln.
They don't have trees in Lincoln.
no trees
Whoa.
in Lincoln.
We never had a Christmas tree lighting ceremony.
Yeah.
We had people.
Well,
walk-
there's a whole, there's a religion thing at Creighton.
Oh.
That,
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I mean, I was the same religion that goes to Creighton, but I went to Lincoln.
Yeah, that's okay. You should have went to Creighton for their tree lighting ceremony.
people-
you
I
would
got
have enjoyed
accepted
it.
into Creighton, and then my parents looked at how much it cost per year, and they're like,
Yeah.
we're good.
That
Got
happened
any
to my-
scholarships? No.
That
no, I
happened to
don't.
my brother. My brother came to Nebraska before I did. He stayed over here at Creighton for a whole day, and then he was like, "Man, I want to go to Dayton." Probably made the
Hey, I
made the best
enjoyed
decision for him.
Dayton. Nice.
Yeah.
like I didn't know much about Creighton, but I liked my visit. I really liked,
Sure.
but it just and then we were all surprised.
Was it an
that-
official visit or unofficial?
It was official.
Okay.
But we were very surprised that I got accepted.
Mhm.
But then there was this is what it costs per semester.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, you know what? You probably have some other options.
What was your aspiring? What did you want to be at the time?
Well, they don't have a broadcasting school,
Correct.
which is a little tough.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do. But they sold it to me as like, well, we do have kind of journalism.
yeah. There's opportunities.
Yes.
There's not going to be many like
Yes.
you. You know. You
Why
could
don't
be
they-
the only Gary Sharp.
Why doesn't Creighton have a broadcasting department?
I don't know.
It's not. I mean, it's really not all that common to have a broadcasting department in general. Like when I went,
Like Omaha and Lincoln have two really good ones.
but
Yeah.
when I was applying for schools, there was probably only like 10 schools that I could legitimately apply to, legitimately get into that had broadcasting programs.
I don't even
that-
know how much media they have. I really don't know the answer to that question.
So they have a student newspaper.
Yeah.
But
it.
like
Do they
as
do
far
it-
as
do
like
they-
Pinko,
Do
Commie
they do any
Rag.
TV?
I don't think so. Because when
I don't
I
think
did a
so.
ton of
Yeah.
research before I went to Nebraska, and I'm telling you right now, like there was the USCs and the Northwesterns and the Bostons and the Syracuses that I couldn't get into.
Mike Tirico.
Mizzou,
But-
KU.
But in terms, okay, so that like Mizzou was
They
a
have
school in
communications. They have
KU, and like,
communications.
Okay.
like Madison's got a really good one too. Indiana apparently has a really good broadcast program as well, but Creighton never came up on one of those.
You know,
lists.
you're right, because you and I do a lot of work with the behind the scenes ESPN crew, and it's not students.
no.
Yeah, it's hired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and then Creighton has all their events usually are at Mecca run
that's true.
places, so they just have those people. So there you go.
All right. Well, so that's why I didn't go to Creighton.
There you go.
they got a
But
guy,
what could have been?
they got a
Could
guy
have been honking with me.
They have a guy over at the College of Journalism that should go into football recruiting, who's in the College of Journalism recruiting. His name's Alex Fernando. If you've been to the College of
At
Journalism
Nebraska.
he is an elite recruiter. I mean, he like the amount of kids who like, yeah, why'd you come here? Well, I met Alex, and he convinced me to come to the College of Journalism and got me to go to the College of Journalism. They got to get him in for football.
What star broadcasting recruit were you out of high school?
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
a 4-star for sure.
Whoa.
I was a 4-star.
So you had some options.
I did.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
I had scholarship money.
Yeah.
I mean, I got into before I even committed to Nebraska. I got on the phone with Rick Alloway.
That's
know,
crazy.
we-
Great question.
Wow.
I was a 100% walk on.
Yeah.
Were ya?
yeah.
I mean, maybe even lower than that.
Uh-huh.
I was
Like,
pretty,
not
yeah.
even preferred.
I was the type of 4-star prospect that like
They were
Dude,
like, I guess we'll let you in.
I did some really good work in C2. I had a lot of the measurables,
Okay.
but I don't know if I was going up against the greatest competition. It was like, he projects well. He's raw. He projects well.
That's
we can
great.
get him in here.
You had the traits.
Yeah.
You were long and athletic,
Like,
but
yeah.
you had to be molded into something.
Exactly. Like Georgia and Alabama offered me, but I don't know if they were committable.
okay,
I don't think they were committable offers. I think it was more like, we got to make sure we have our name on him, right?
So the
That we're
Georgia and
aware.
Alabama is Syracuse and Northwestern.
Yeah, they were there. Like I got accepted into Syracuse. I just didn't
Whoa.
get accepted into the College of Journalism.
Oh,
I got
okay.
into the exactly. I had a non-committable.
Non-committable offer.
I had a
yeah.
non-committable Syracuse offer.
Yeah.
So at Minnesota, where I first went to college, I wanted to get into the broadcasting school, but
Yeah.
I didn't have the grades. So I was admitted into the College of Liberal Arts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you had to like do 2 years before then you could get into your major
Right,
if
right.
you did not qualify out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like one of the guys that just started playing football like today. But
He didn't play football in high school, guys.
He didn't play football in high school, but like, I don't know, maybe we'd take a chance on this guy, but it was just like, yeah, he showed up. I was like Mac
Yeah.
Markway, I just showed up.
No, I think you're one of the guys that Old Man Doug talks about, where it's like playing for the N. You got to get
Mhm.
guys who play for the. He plays for the N.
That's right.
He knows why he's here. It's not
It
about
was just
the money.
at school.
I walked
Yeah.
onto a JUCO as a 25-year-old non-traditional student.
See, there you go. You're Case Keenum, or maybe
you
you got
guys-
drafted to play baseball before that.
Matt Whedon.
Did you guys have in high school?
Brandon.
Yeah.
When college counselors would show up, and so you'd be able to go meet with them.
Yeah.
But at Urbandale, like the college counselors from the nicer schools would pick the students they wanted to come visit with. And so you would know if you were good or not.
Yeah,
When you did not get the call,
definitely.
you're like, man, I could get out of fourth hour. I'm going to get to go see Iowa State.
Sure.
Well, Iowa State did not request you.
Yeah. And really the only thing that you had to do was just like tell the counselors like what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I didn't even have an answer to that question. So
No,
that
they
was-
asked me.
I was just waiting for any baseball opportunity I could get.
This is some inside baseball. I went to Notre Dame College Prep, and they go, "Where are you thinking of going?" I go, "Oklahoma, Northwestern, Syracuse, Mizzou, Kansas, all the." And my college counselor goes, well, there's this guy named Jake Bartecki, who now works at NCN in Beatrice. We went to the same high school.
Oh,
and so she was like, Bartecki's going to Nebraska. You should apply to Nebraska. And so I applied to Nebraska.
So he was like, the guy who, the recruit from Chicago who,
he was Trey Taylor.
Show him the way.
Exactly.
For all the other Chicago kids.
He was Trey Taylor and I was Claude and Puma. That's the best way of putting it.
All right.
Trey committed first and I go, oh, what's going on here? What are these new? Funny enough, much like Nebraska football, the Nebraska Broadcasting School was building $1 million TV studio.
They got you on facilities.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
They were like, imagine what you could do here with these facilities. We can make it into something.
Bigelow says you would have been Rhule's first recruiting class. Quote, we really like this guy's track times.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he had good track times.
Who you got a text from?
Yeah.
No, I've gotten another pre-sale code for
crap.
Zach Bryan.
What?
Dang it.
Yeah, so today is the Zach Bryan pre-sale. And if you signed up for the code, do you want the code? No, hold on.
Say it on the radio.
Hold
I've
on.
been to enough.
I know, but you've not been to see him in Memorial Stadium.
No.
You used to be the biggest Zach Bryan
That's
fan.
not true. I just went to many concerts.
Oh,
because
what does that mean? What do you mean you can't be a big
no.
Whose idea do you think
the
it
last
was?
time
Your
he
wife's.
was in town.
Correct.
But the last time he was in town, you were so excited to go.
I do like to drink beer.
Me too.
I mean, there's that and have a
Late
nice
April
time.
Memorial Stadium amongst 90,000
I'll be busy.
friends.
There's probably a Creighton home series that weekend against St. John's or something.
I'll
Actually,
be
no,
there.
they'll be at St. John's this year. Probably like
Oh.
Seton Hall.
Well, no. It's going to
Seton
be.
Hall's coming to town. We got to clear the schedule.
This is going to be in April, though, right?
Yeah,
college
I'm talking
baseball is
about
going on
college
in April.
baseball.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not doing Jay's post game for college baseball.
Well, why not? You should. That would be awesome.
Okay, so
That would be
the
terrible.
pre-sale starts at noon today.
It does.
Do you think this will sell out? Maybe not today,
So
but do you think the show will eventually be sold out?
Probably.
yes.
Probably.
Because I have people from Chicago telling me that they want to come to the show. They want to go to Memorial Stadium. All that stuff.
Really?
See Zach Bryan. Well, I think they're more so using me as a free hotel.
Yeah. Won't
than
they?
are.
Okay.
But the problem is what they don't know is I'm already using other people as a free hotel.
Oh, good. They can stay at your
So-
house.
Well, no, but they can't drive back from Omaha and Lincoln
Why not?
because they're
It's-
going to drink.
It's an hour. It's like driving around in Chicago.
Now, I can tell you this
Scott.
for the Garth Brooks concert, there'll be a lot of people that aren't familiar with Memorial Stadium that are driving into Lincoln, so it becomes a little bit of a gong show.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Sure.
A bunch of newbies that had never been to Memorial Stadium. So, yeah. Nothing.
Coming
that's
from
great.
the Dakotas and the Missouris
Yeah.
of the world.
I went to Garth. That was fun.
That was a drunk tank.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wasn't it like right at the tail end of COVID or how long ago was this?
22?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Oh no!
I remember it
was
being-
20. It was
Like mildly COVID-y still.
Yeah.
It was 21. I think.
Was it?
Yeah,
There was a
You know what?
twinge of COVID in the air.
It was
Poll
it
question.
was 21 because I came back the day I came back to Lincoln for my sophomore year is the night of that concert.
August 14th,
Because we had
2021.
people
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was definitely COVID in
Yeah.
the air
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah. I remember I came
There were
in
no
and-
masks.
But no, because it was an outdoor concert. That's why people were doing outdoor concerts because
COVID was over.
when you go outdoors, the COVID
there were
stops.
people who were still having masks on in that concert. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Because there were teachers who were taking pictures of them at the Garth Brooks concert and they still had their mask on outside.
Let's go back to the pictures.
I know. I remember in particularly one teacher in
It would
particular.
have been tough
who-
for me double fisting to have a mask on.
Exactly. I want to see if I even brought
Dude,
one
I
that
spent
day.
so much money on beer at Volleyball Day at Nebraska at Memorial Stadium. I think I spent $100 on
That
beer.
concert was 4 years ago.
Yes.
Dang.
Wasn't they had a big problem with the trash? There wasn't enough trash bins to throw
Yeah.
away the beers. That's so funny. You know?
Logistically, it was
They learned a
interesting.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that,
Wow, I
that's
didn't
like-
have a beard. What the hell happened to me?
that was like, whoa, what is that picture of you?
That's me without a beard.
I never want to see that again.
No, nobody does.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a stage. There's where I
That
sat.
was like when I bought one of those salad packets.
I didn't
that-
have a mask
that
though.
your mom, when your mom's making, buys those like those salad bags, you know what you're saying?
I love the salad
The
bags.
salad bags, and
Yeah.
you got to
I'll
reach
eat
all
those
the
for
way into
dinner.
the back to get the salad bag that has the lowest expiration date.
Yeah, you
and
got
then,
it.
And then you go ahead, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this Southwest chicken Caesar salad. This is gonna be good stuff.
You got it.
And then I go, oh, I don't have a salad bowl. That's kind of like what happened with the beer at Memorial Stadium. They're like, oh, we don't have trash bins.
They forgot about their salad
And I
bowl.
forgot about my salad bowl.
Mm.
I bought.
I don't remember that
salad
part of
bowls.
it. I actually don't
By
remember
the way,
much.
where's did you ever, Josh? I need my Tupperware container back, please.
Oh, I just put it right here.
No, I got yours. I didn't get yours back when I made you chicken. You got my Tupperware, man. I need my Tupperware.
Yeah. Where's the Tupperware?
Where's
Josh?
my Tupperware,
That's
Josh?
the first time that's been mentioned on.
What
a
the hell did I do
crossover.
with that?
What did you, Josh?
I'll
did
figure
you-
it out. I'll figure it out.
Did you lose my Tupperware?
Did you hide it? Did you,
You
are
throw
you
it
trying
away.
to
I'll
say-
remember.
Did
Thank you
eat
for
my
reminding
chicken,
me.
by the way. Did you like it? No, he didn't even eat the chicken.
Wasn't the Garth Brooks thing like the first
Wow, you didn't
beer
even eat it.
Yeah.
situation?
Yep.
Because
they had
that's
to get
when
a special.
that's when our
permit.
dear friend young Jake in Lincoln said, I've had 4 24-ounce beers and I feel fine. One of the greatest moments that I can remember.
The beer that night just tasted like water again.
That was great.
It did. It went down like water.
Did it just feel good? It just felt. It just
What was
just
I
to be back
drinking?
out there, back on the
There
field.
were so many drunk people. But it sucked
Oh,
because
we had good
there's
seats.
like in Memorial Stadium, there are no cup holders.
Yes. Yes.
So there was so much
Correct.
beer that was spilled.
Yeah, it was just beer town. Nice. Yeah, well, I'm drinking a red cup outside of the stadium. That's
Whoa. I want to try.
Now the tailgating outside
yeah.
was elite.
You had a cup outside of the stadium?
Yeah, I don't.
You can
was
drink
that
outside the
legal?
stadium.
No, but you can't bring. Did you bring it from inside the stadium to outside? The
No,
stadium?
no, no,
Oh,
no, no.
okay.
I didn't get a red
Bring
cup
your own.
from
Well, I don't
inside.
know. I tried leaving the brass rail with a cup one time, and I almost got my butt whooped.
That's right. You know where you could go where they don't care? Vegas. You just walk right out. Take the glass with you. Who cares?
Well, yeah, when you pay $100 for a whiskey Coke, I better
That's-
be able to take the glass out.
Exactly.
That's why they have
different
the
price.
the margarita places that are right there on the strip. You just grab and go.
Really?
Yeah.
God, Vegas.
You're
sounds-
gonna have a tall, weird cup of
Dude,
margarita,
my
a
April.
frozen drink very soon.
Hey, I hope you got a couple of guest hosts ready for April because your boy not gonna be here.
April.
Yeah.
What
I'm
about
gonna
if
start
Seton Hall
working on it
comes
right
to
now.
town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be out of town. Easter is on my birthday.
Oh, I've been in Vegas on Easter before.
Or my
It's the same as every other day.
so the plan is I'm taking the Friday off before Easter, and then I'm gonna go home for my birthday, whatever. Then
Is this an early Easter year or a late
this
Easter
is an
year?
early Easter year,
What are
'cause
we
it's on
thinking? What are we
April
looking
5th,
at?
April 5th.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
early.
Okay.
So then I'm gonna take the Monday that Monday after the 6th off, right? And then that weekend is the weekend that I go to Vegas, right?
Perfect.
So I'm taking that Friday. So, and then I got the Zach Ryan concert, in late April. I got a busy April.
I don't know if 4 is Easter weekend.
Gotta be.
Oh, it is?
It would have to be, right?
Creighton better not,
Whoa, why would you say that?
because I don't want to do Jay's overtime on my birthday.
I'll tell you what.
Wow.
We'll do Jay's overtime for you.
Thank
if
you.
The,
If they make
if
the Final
Creighton
Four.
makes the
Actually,
Final
yeah,
Four.
that seems like a win for
I
everybody.
think the whole station
No,
probably.
that's a fucking crap. Oh, you listen to Jay's overtime. You tell me you like Jay's
I
overtime.
love Jay's overtime.
You say good job.
We do if they're in the Final Four.
What? I'm not qualified to be.
You're very calm.
I'm sure he's listening, but we'll have Platt. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Cat.
Joey and Platt. Platt and Joey.
They were
Mr. Cat.
yeah.
What about
Well, what do you
No,
got?
you remember
Oh,
remember when
no.
Nebraska and Creighton were in San Antonio?
I do.
And
And
there
that
used to be a
times.
different game show on this air.
I do.
That got bumped. And the PD at the time told them, our guys are better at handling Creighton stuff. So it was Damon and myself.
So that same thing might happen to you. I don't know. What might happen?
Well, if Creighton is in the Final Four, the whole station.
Yeah, the guns are coming out. Yeah.
But then I have to stay back here.
No, you're good.
No,
You're free.
but you wouldn't have to do the show by
It's like
yourself.
when Scott Frost got fired.
What happened with Scott Frost?
That's what happened.
There was a different show on the air, and they were a little miffed that they didn't get to break the news instead of our 6A to 6P crew. Which if the roles were reversed, yes, I would be in as well.
Those are good guys. What was the name of that show?
Sure.
That's right. What? It was a Saturday morning.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
No, it was a
Don't
very
Don't
it was a
insult.
very entertaining show. The
Yeah.
guys that are on that show, I know, are good people. But yeah, that was awkward. And they never came back.
Well, what happened at Ken? That sucks.
Again, I get it.
No, yeah, it's just
What-
it's business.
It was
man.
just handled probably the wrong way on that Saturday morning.
I don't know how it was handled, but I can almost guarantee yes, that's the case.
I was the only one at the office at KLIN when he got fired because I was doing something.
Did you grab a microphone and start ripping it?
I wanted to, and
Oh, man.
they wouldn't let me.
Initiative.
I was walking into Warner Park to do a Sunday day game, and I said, "I have to go.
I have to go now.
Goodbye."
Was it a whole round table?
I went to Lincoln, and Josh and John were on the air, and they called me at a certain point or something. Yeah, so we.
I believe Connor was our boots on the ground in Lincoln.
Mobilize.
I had the day off.
Good for you.
The current morning show at the time did not want to talk about it.
Classic Gary not doing another big red overreaction.
Yes.
Great job.
No, we saved their takes for the next morning.
The next morning was very interesting with me and TV.
You know what? I think I should go back because I go and actively watch sharpen betting in the morning.
Really?
I do. Got to study tape.
Did you find out that the crossovers lasted 87 minutes?
Yeah. They were long.
We had a crossover that went till like 11:07 one time.
There was one, I forget. It was just kind of on in the
I
background.
forgot about those days.
I looked down and I'm like, 52 minutes. Good Lord.
Light
Like,
work.
We had a,
Pretty routine.
we had a problem with taking breaks.
well,
Good. This is good, Gary. Yeah, I think it's good to admit that.
I'm going to be honest. I went ahead and I went and I was listening to it and it was a long crossover. And I'm like, am I not good? Like, am I not,
No,
am I not
this
good
is
enough to have a long crossover? Like, am I not entertaining enough to keep this thing rolling?
We
I can
seamlessly-
go 90.
I can go 90. I got one more in me.
We seamlessly go to exactly this time every day, and then that's when it should end. But sometimes it can't end.
But we went
You know.
another like 35
minutes.
Sometimes we didn't. We were late. Like we didn't really hit it until about 10:40. Sometimes,
Yeah.
and then we
Sometimes
hit
it would take 20 minutes to find.
Yeah.
I think my favorite sharpen betting moments would be Gary would be like making a serious point, and Gary would say like one sentence, and Damon would then go ahead and roll that into a movie like quote, like just a random ass movie quote, just drop it, and then Gary's got to pause, reset, and then get back into the grind.
Gary does his classic. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, yeah. It's not okay. It's all right.
All right.
All right. Or he now does with me, because it happens to me sometimes. You'll do the taste test. Well, you go,
Okay.
all right. So like you gotta get the bitter taste of my bad takes out of your mouth.
I just don't want, like I think we all do when we're to team shows. We don't want one person to hang themselves. You reach down into the pit and pull them back
Yeah,
out.
Sure.
We got you.
That
Learned a
happened
lot about life.
That happened a lot from January to April. That happened a ton. Happens a little bit less now.
Now with Georgia and Notre Dame in the playoff again, are you going to repeat?
Oh,
Interesting.
No, but I was fully ready to go to war with you today over Miami and Notre Dame, and we just never went there. I was locked and loaded.
Well, there's no time. The crossover has ended.
no.
Guess whose side I was going to be on in the Notre Dame Miami war?
Probably Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you say probably?
Because
like that?
it makes more sense for
me.
no,
to
not
have
for
that
you, for Notre Dame to be in. You're very practical.
wow.
Very practical.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd agree with me.
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
I just want chaos on Sunday night into Sunday morning.
Did you show him the pamphlet? Can you show him
I put it away.
He's got a card of all of the different things
Like
that could happen.
if Texas Tech and Georgia win, or Georgia wins big, Texas Tech wins, BYU wins.
Awesome. I love scenarios. Situationally.
But I would like,
Scenarios guy?
You know that Duke is up against it. They're not going to allow Duke to.
That would be chaotic.
He said this. I'm like, I can't believe we're outwardly just saying, yeah, that's going to be a rigged.
Duke winning would be awful for the ACC.
Because
Yeah,
the ACC would get 0 teams.
Unless
in
they
the
get
playoffs.
Miami
that's
in, but they
their-
need help elsewhere.
That's their fault. You know what? If the ACC doesn't want to be the ACC, then don't be the ACC. All right? Don't
Who's going to be the
bad.
brave conference to bring back divisions and make real
Oh.
conference championship games again?
Here's the thing.
Nobody will do it.
Like when it comes to Josh Peterson and his Twitter is like when it comes to the ACC, sucks to suck. Don't
It's just-
suck.
It's just over.
It's just over.
Mm.
It's just I'm sorry. Where the game has passed you by.
All right, fellas.
Have a
great
good one.
afternoon. That's the crossover powered by Ever Level Concrete Repair in Omaha at everlevelconcrete.com.
Real interesting afternoon.
It's Wednesday. We'll start things up next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
A blast of Arctic air on the way Wednesday. Expect temperatures in the low 30s around sunrise with a chance for a few flurries and light mix. Then temperatures fall throughout the day with north winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour. Evening temperatures in the teens with wind chills near zero. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Hey, it's Ashley from Saul's. This holiday, Saul's is the place to stretch your budget and give amazing designer gifts for up to half off retail. We're also buying your luxury brand items to help you freshen up your style this holiday season. Designer gifts for less at Saul's.
All right, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. And to all who still celebrate, the dozens of you, happy signing day. There are dozens of us. Signing day. Yes, it still exists, and there are dozens of people who still celebrate. And that includes all of the social media accounts of all of the football teams that you either follow or don't follow that are clogging everything right now. Clog boys.
I'm getting nothing done on the socials today.
Yeah, Josh is already mad about this because
Sure.
when Josh sees a thing too much, he's like, "Ah, ah, I'm bombarded by this. I can't get it out of my way, please.
Can't escape it.
So today, Matt Rhule will have his signing day press conference at 11. We will have that for you right here on 1620 The Zone. So stay tuned for that. I imagine there will be a little bit about the recruits that are coming into the class, but a lot more about other things.
Well,
Matt Rhule will dispel many narratives, I'm sure.
he spoke with the network already, and he dropped a nugget.
What is it? What did he say?
Spring game back.
Whoa.
We're playing some ball
Whoa.
again.
That's huge. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Spring game is back. Jeez. How does this interfere with all the Zach Bryan and the whatever?
I think Zach Bryan's going to be all-time quarterback.
Oh, nice. That's cool. He's short, I heard.
I would believe it.
Is he going to see over that line of scrimmage? Maybe there won't be linemen.
Oh.
That was the worry last year. They didn't have enough linemen to actually do it, right?
This says Zach Bryan listed at 6'2".
No chance. He's shorter than me.
I would agree.
No chance.
Listed at 6'2".
No, he's not. He's not that.
Also listed as born in Japan.
That might be true. I don't know. I don't know. Also today, Mitch Sherman will join us at 12:30. And that's the lineup powered by the referees at John Higgins Weather Guard. We're going to move Robin to tomorrow. So we're going to have a full day tomorrow.
Whoa.
Because I wanted to talk to Robin about hoop this week.
Nebraska.
Nebraska ball.
I made that intro for him.
Yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow. So we're going to be loaded up tomorrow with the guests. Stroh will join us tomorrow as well. But that's tomorrow's lineup powered by the referees. Today, there is still room for I have an opinion. I've received a few opinions already from the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And continue to send those. We'll do that at noon. If you want to get in touch with the show, like I said, 402-951-1620. That is the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Call or text that number. Feel free throughout the show and throughout the day. Tweet at Happer Show at Connor Happer on the JTech Construction Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor or Josh Show at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers today. The best part about YouTube is you.
Oh,
that's
well played.
That's what I always say. Elsewhere today, what happens to any or all of the Crumbl Cookie locations in or around State College, Pennsylvania? Do they have to board up the windows?
I looked this up last night. There's one in State College.
Watch out. They're going to deal with some problems.
Just like that Raising Cane's in Oxford.
Yeah.
You need state patrol on it 24/7.
Enhanced security measures. Creighton played last night and won.
Jays.
Always something that happens at the Creighton games. Last night included me getting elbowed in the grill and a friendly conversation with our dear friend Evan Burrows.
I got a lot of questions as somebody that didn't follow the game much.
All right, awesome. I could let you in on a little bit of that. Playoff rankings last night. What happened? What happens if scenario for Nebraska football?
Ooh.
And people retiring at age 58.
Totally normal.
All right. That is the setup for today's show. We are pleased that you have decided to join us today. Once again, Matt Rhule will have his press conference coming up at the top of the hour, so stay tuned for that. You can hear that right here on 1620 The Zone, and we'll be back after this on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. But first, a word from our friends at Underdog Fantasy, where fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, they're all back, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in the state of Nebraska. It's very easy. In fact, it's so easy that I could pull out my phone right now, make picks, take players to go higher or lower, and that is in various stat categories, and that's the story. So popular picks for tonight on Underdog: Nikola Jokic, higher or lower than 30.5 points as the Nuggets take on the Indiana Pacers this evening. That is just one of the many options for you. So check it out on Underdog right now. And when you do, download the app today. Use promo code HAPPER1620 to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code HAPPER1620. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 19 plus and present in Nebraska. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org. A reminder that our annual Stuff the Truck event is coming up Friday and Saturday this week at Westwood Plaza at 123rd and West Center. Brought to you by Woodhouse Chevrolet, Molina Healthcare of Nebraska, Westwood Plaza itself. That is Friday from 3 to 6 and Saturday from 11 to 4. Come by and drop off your new unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots. We're going to stuff it. Stuff the truck on Friday and Saturday at Westwood Plaza. Come see any and most of, I would say, our fine talent here at Nerg Media, including our helper and contributor to the show / sister mother, Alyssa.
Yes. Unsportsmanlike Conduct, broadcasting live out there Friday afternoon.
Not the Connor Happer show.
Correct.
Not the Connor Happer show.
So John and Josh will be out there. Nick will sadly be back here.
Pressing buttons.
Someone's got to get it on the air.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah.
Indeed. So yeah, I was going to get to this. Thanks to Greg and Lincoln for sending this. So yesterday, we told you yesterday that Kalani Sitake, the BYU coach, had become the primary target of Penn State's long and arduous coaching search that is spread over now 52 days, I believe.
Good thing you fired him early.
We're like 20% more than a Steve Peterson at this point, which is kind of absurd to think about. And it once that information sort of leaks out there and it says, yeah, Kalani Sitake is the target of Penn State, it gets real. Because that means they're pretty close, and it's either happening or he's staying at the place he's at. Usually. Now there's always the Lane Kiffins of the world where you have no idea what's going on in these people's heads, but usually this is how it works out. And we told you yesterday that BYU and their large donor base was mobilizing to make it more enticing for Kalani Sitake to stay at BYU. And apparently enough of that happened yesterday to where he is staying at BYU. Penn State is still coachless. We will talk about this momentarily, but let's focus on, we told you about the Crumbl Cookie guy who said, I have to put my war paint on and go to work. And I don't know if he's a part of this, I don't know what happens to the Crumbl Cookie in State College, Pennsylvania, but he could have been partly responsible for this. And then there's this information as of this morning. There was a signing day ceremony at Virginia Tech today, as there is all across the country. Virginia Tech recently hired James Franklin, and
where was he at before?
He was at Penn State. Thank you.
Oh, interesting.
Good job for mentioning that. And the gifts on the table at Virginia Tech's signing day ceremony were indeed Crumbl Cookies, a box of Crumbl Cookies.
The best sport.
I love college football. I love college football so much. It's great. So hard to believe that was coincidental unless Virginia Tech has this long-standing deal with Crumbl Cookies. Or they might. I have no idea. But doesn't feel like a coincidence. Just feels like a little bit of good old-fashioned schadenfreude from James Franklin, who must be one of the happiest people on earth to see that Penn State still, after 50-plus days, does not have a coach. And they fired him after he went to the semifinal of the college football playoff last year.
Meanwhile, the coachless Penn State, see if I can find this graphic I had earlier. Their recruiting class ranking 138th today with 4 commits.
Nice. And most of which, they had more, but they all got poached to Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. I believe there was one graphic I had, and I can't find it now. They were one spot ahead of North Dakota State.
Nice. Right in that zone. Mm-hmm. Hey, North Dakota State, they win national championships,
they
Josh.
Do. At a different level than Penn State.
That's the rub. That's the rub. Now, is this going to be a lesson for teams to not fire? I mean, it's worked out okay for a couple other schools, but clearly Penn State gained nothing by firing James Franklin when they did. Now, at the same time, what you're probably thinking if you're Pat Kraft at the time is you're thinking, all right, we have gone off the rails. We're clearly not going to get to our end goals here. We're not going to go to the playoff. We're not going to, whatever this season. So let's just cut bait with it now, because if we don't, we run the risk of him getting good again, and then there being this whole thing within the fan base.
You fire him? Do you not fire him?
So what's and I totally understand that, but what has happened is the worst possible path for Pat Kraft afterwards, where there was no obvious candidate in the first place to replace James Franklin. And then they have gone through man after man after man after man who received extension after extension after extension after extension. How close was Penn State to get any of those people? I don't have any idea, but so many names have been rumored for this job over the last two and a half months now, and or month and a half, I should say. And they have come up with nobody. And I feel like their backup options, a guy who was sitting there, who had been a name that popped up for the job, Bob Chesney, the coach at James Madison, has taken the job at UCLA reportedly. I don't know that that's official yet. I haven't seen that, but that is where that is headed at the moment. So what is Penn State left with? There's been multiple different layers to this. The big one last weekend was we really hope that Alabama loses to Auburn, which they almost did. That way we could just put the full court press on DeBoer, who might get run out of town at that point. That didn't work out. And here we are. Here we are.
We are.
Here
That's what they say.
We are. And I don't see I don't see what I don't have any idea what happens here. What is Pat Kraft going to do? What a disaster. This is a nightmare. I mean, this is the worst possible timeline of how this could have ever worked out.
Oh no! Disaster!
I don't think that this had this written all over it, but
I mean, I guess it was always
maybe they misfired on how good of a job they thought they were.
well, other high-profile jobs became available, and Penn State kind of went down the pecking order in there. But nobody in the SEC hired a big name. There's still like
they all hired Group of Five coaches.
There's big names unemployed right now.
We got the South Florida coach at Auburn yesterday getting asked if he likes golf.
You like golf? No, I don't. Great answer, Coach.
He actually said he
what
said,
was his answer?
I like golf. My wife is very good at golf. Or I don't know if he ever said I like golf, but he says he plays with his wife because she's very good or something like that. And he says, but he ended it with, I like football more than golf.
Okay. Good.
Deadpan
quote.
looked right into the camera. He said, I like football more than golf.
And now if you're Penn State, you're kind of waiting on
what are you waiting on?
Boy, I hope there's a coach in the NFL right now who can save our ass.
Yeah. And whenever they do get a coach, they'll be like, this is the guy we wanted all along.
Yep. Our number one target.
But, that's also, everybody knows that that's not true because they'll look at it right now and any coach that they go out and try to court from an existing job will be like, okay, like sounds like a great opportunity and everything. And Penn State is, a place where you can win right away. But am I your 47th choice at this point?
And
do you actually want me?
And I have to win a national championship. Getting to the semifinal isn't enough.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Boy, that's a. I got to really thread the needle on that one.
Norm writes in.
Norm.
Penn State. I know about that guy. What a mess. Thank you. Jeff writes in, this really means Penn State had no plan, an emotional decision. Yeah, they really did not have a plan.
I think we do have comment from Pat Kraft.
Oh, okay.
That's a dilemma.
Yeah. Sorry. Anytime we play drops, I just have to play it. So good luck. Good luck, boys.
Woof.
Good luck. Maybe they do circle back around to Rhule for a 9th time.
That's what I said would happen. I said everyone's going to say no. They're going to come to Rhule, hat in hand, and everyone's going to be mad.
Well, we'll see how this press conference goes. Maybe he'll want to leave after this. That will be coming up on the other side. Matt Rhule's National Signing Day.
Whoa.
Press conference, plus I'm sure he'll have many narratives to dispel when we return on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
In Nebraska since 1972. Roast Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
My Patriot Supply, America's most trusted survival food company, wishes you and yours a very Merry Christmas. As our gift to you, we've got an amazing deal on survival food kits. Buy one, gift two. That's right, for a limited time, when you grab our best-selling 4-week emergency food kit, we'll include 2 1-week kits free to hand out as gifts. That's 4 weeks of emergency food for you, and 2 ready-to-give gifts for anyone on your list who's into preparedness, or anyone who needs a nudge in that direction. But they're only available for a limited time. Grab yours at mypatriotsupply.com and give the gift of food security this Christmas. With 2,000 calories per day, 16 delicious meal and snack varieties, and up to 25-year shelf life, it's no wonder our 4-week food kit is the best-selling emergency food supply of all time. But the buy one, gift two Christmas special won't last long. So claim yours now at mypatriotsupply.com. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. And people say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hello?
Honey, I'm stuck in the snow.
Did you take Highway 30 again?
No, I'm at the end of the driveway.
Oh, I'll get the shovel.
Let's try to win a new SUV in the Nebraska Lottery's Yuletide Ride promotion. We just enter non-winning Merry Money holiday scratch tickets online until January 20th. You know what? After you dig me out, I'm driving straight to a Nebraska Lottery retailer.
Why don't you use my truck?
Merry Money top prize odds vary by game.
Craving pizza and a cold one? Head to Backlot Tap House in Exarban Village. Enjoy Omaha's original Detroit-style pizza, baked in a deep dish pan for that perfect crunch and sauced right on top. With 30 ice-cold beers on tap, it's the perfect spot to relax, unwind, and enjoy a great time with friends. Backlot Tap House, where pizza, beer, and fun meet.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Playoff or bust $15,000 sweepstakes on 1620 The Zone. Get entered right now on 1620thezone.com. Once again, it's the playoff or bust $15,000 sweepstakes brought to you by Lanha Nurseries. Enter now at 1620thezone.com. But let's take you out to Lincoln, where Matt Rhule is currently having his National Signing Day press conference. Here he is.
All right. Appreciate everyone being here. We'll start with Coach and go to your questions.
Really, two things just before I get started. I'm happy to answer all your guys' questions. Number one, voting ends Friday for the Abbott blood drive. Obviously, we won last year. We're neck and neck with Wisconsin right now. And so the university is asking all Huskers out there to help us go win for a second straight year. So that's first. And then secondly, obviously today's a great day. We signed 10 new student athletes that are going to come join us. We're excited about the group. Once again, it's not just across the nation, it's also international. And it's a select group of guys that we believe in can help us get to the next level. So with that, I'll take your questions.
What was your key emphasis on the high school level as far as what you wanted to really go after when you kind of break down the new era of recruiting with the portal and sharing things you got to factor in now?
Yeah. We wanted players at key positions that, we felt like, are hard to get in the portal. Like when you look at offensive linemen, you want to continue to grow through high school recruiting, grow your own guys, and then supplement when needed. And so to go out and get 3 offensive linemen, we thought was really key to us. And then we wanted guys we thought would be difference makers. Obviously whether it's a place kicker, this is a windy place. This is a difficult place. And so someone that we thought could contribute. We have a great kicking room, and Eck just wants to continue to bring talent into there. At the wide receiver position, we wanted a big outside guy, and we believe that we got that with Nayland, and we wanted someone, the versatility of Larry, who could play inside and outside and just, really competitive. Jamal, we want to run the football. I think we proved this year that a back could be featured here. And so we like the running back room, and really Jamal was a premier guy on our board, and we were able to get him and then hold on to him. We like our tight end room. I just walked through the indoor, and Luke Lindenmeyer has the tight ends in there, and they're running routes right now. I mean, we have a really good room. And Luke Sorensen, I think Sat did just an absolutely great job on him. Got a guy we targeted, a guy who can play both Y and flex out. So hard to find guys who can do both. Defensively, we want to stop the run. And part of stopping the run is eliminating explosives outside and being able to play man and load the box. And Danny Odom's one of the premier corners in the country. And so we felt like he was just a no-brainer guy that we went all in on, and love his competitive nature, love really everything about him. And Jace Reynolds was a guy that when he first came to camp, literally offered him on the spot. Really like his tape, but his traits are through the roof. And to me, he can play inside, he can play outside. So each guy was kind of hand selected. We've recruited a lot of guys the first couple of years where we have a big roster. We are, a young team. And so it was just, hey, let's be really selective here now in this class. We continue to build the 27 class, which we think will be a special one as well. But just some guys we thought could come in. And I think a lot of these guys we think can play early based upon just kind of their mindset.
What did you learn about Addison Williams in the process of recruiting Danny? Because that's a hard one to win, and he was able to help you guys win that.
Yeah, I think Addison's, I was on the road with him down in Florida and down in Georgia, and the way he carries himself, the respect people have for him. And I think when you look at what he did with our guys this year, he played young players. They developed. They got better. They improved. So I think he's a premier coach and a premier recruiter. And, I think given time, the key is now the consistency of Addison being here, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. I think he will build a stable of guys in that room that are all ready to compete and ready to play. And we like the guys that are in there already. And so to add a guy like Danny just was big.
Danny and any of the other defensive guys, were there concerns, or did you have to have any conversations here in the last 48 hours about the defensive coordinator situation and that they, are maybe some uncertainty about what kind of a scheme they're walking into?
Yeah, I got on the phone. I talked with Danny and his grandfather, and I really appreciated their honesty. And I think a big key for them was, is Addison going to be here? And as I said to them, we've been top 25 defense, let's say, the last 3 years. We're not going to scrap everything. This isn't like this major overhaul, get everyone out of here. Hey, it's we're just shuffling, and Addison is a huge part of the staff, and Addison is here. I think that was really important for Danny. I also said, Danny, hey, you're coming to play for me, and I'm here. And, this university, this fan base, the facilities, I mean, he was at the game on Friday, and even though the game didn't go the way we wanted to, he still sees everything that's here again. So, so obviously there's, that when you do something like that on Monday, you'll see a lot of coaching changes today. You'll see a lot of coaching changes tomorrow. For me, I'm not going to lie to recruits. I'm going to tell them the truth, and they have to decide if they want to come here. And I think that's one thing that Danny's grandfather did say. So he speaks to the integrity of our program, that we made the move that we made on Monday. If we weren't sure, we would have waited, but we knew the direction we were going, and it was best for everyone. I love John Butler. John's an amazing coach, an amazing person, and it's just he did a lot of great things for us. It just wasn't exactly the right fit for me and the way I am, and so it's probably more me than anything else. And he'll go on and have a ton of success, and his character, his work ethic were unmatched. But it's just just the right fit for us moving forward, and we're not gonna change everything, though. I think that was the main message to the recruits.
Do you think this is a connecting factor with Claude and Puma to get him aboard in this class?
Well, I think EJ Barthel's done a great job of going up into Chicago and starting to open up Chicago back again to us. We obviously have some commits there in following years, but Claude's just a phenomenal athlete, great basketball player. I think he just always enjoyed the vibe here. I think he just always enjoyed the people that he was around. But I think EJ just did a great job. I mean, EJ's a tireless, relentless recruiter, not just recruiting his position, but everyone else. And I think when Claude came here, I think he felt like home. Even there's a character he has. Like he FaceTimed me on Monday, and the last 24 hours in recruiting in today's day and age now, I mean, I can't even tell you how crazy. And so you get a FaceTime on Monday. You're like, and he's just like, hey, I'm just checking on you. You good? I say, yeah, buddy, I'm good. Don't believe everything you read. I'm great. And so he's just a great person. The guy just a lot of joy in the building. And I think he's one of the premier left tackles out there. So to get a premier left tackle in this class, I thought was vital.
Are all those guys coming early?
No, I believe Jace is coming in the summer and Hayden is coming in the summer. Everyone else will be here early. And then, as schedules allow, hopefully a lot of them will be able to be on the bowl trip with us.
What is the whole schedule for you guys? When will you guys kind of begin getting into the heavy practices and things?
Monday, yeah. Dana and I were remarking today. I mean, like we used to be on the road right now, and then we used to have portal guys coming in right now. So you almost getting ready for the bowl game was like secondhand. I mean, it was just like, hey, hey, the GAs, you run the practice. Now we can really spend some time next week working with guys and developing guys. And so next week will really be, Sean, a lot more like just pure kind of development. We have a lot of younger players that I feel like are just like right there, and they're going to bust through. And the example I just gave on the recruiting show, so I hate to give it twice, but like you look at like Emmett, like he's like a rotational player 2 years ago. Last year he's kind of a rotational starter. Even he's like, man, should I go he goes in the portal? What's going to happen? I mean, now look at him. I mean, I'm upstairs. We're trying to figure out like, hey, I'm trying to figure out what awards things he's going to be invited to, what banquets he's going to. Is he going to the NFL right now? He has a breakout year, and so I feel like there's other guys they're going to have that breakout year for themselves. And so I think next week is really about that and laying a lot of eyes on those guys while also getting ready for our opponent. And then the following week, then we'll give them some time off to go, if they want to go home for Christmas. And then if we think if it's a December 31st game, we'll fly the 26th.
So go ahead. Okay. Coach, obviously you still have the bowl game coming up, but a couple days after the regular season ends, when you reflect back, I mean, what are a few of the areas where you want to see the team improve from this point to next year, or maybe this week to the bowl game? Yeah,
as I said after the game, the last two games are just to give up 77 points. To not do that. I was really encouraged throughout the whole year. Even like USC, like that game, like I felt like we were taking control. Dylan goes down, TJ comes in, we're battling. We hold them to less yards than anyone else really had. Then we go out to UCLA, we battle, we win the game. And then for the last two games that happened the way they did was really disappointing. And that's why I've said to anybody listening, people are frustrated. I completely understand and agree. But I am proud of the overall body that the guys did, to get to another bowl, to win 7 games. We have to do more. And so there's a lot of things that have to be just continued to be developed. We have to continue to improve. We have to attack this recruiting class, and then we have to attack the portal when it comes. We have to keep our guys. We have to keep as many of our guys as we can, but then we have to also go out and supplement our needs. And then I just think a lot of guys, it's just another year of them getting bigger and stronger. I mean, even in that game, Riley Van Poppel, I just walked by. He played the way that we've wanted Riley Van Poppel to play. So you see guys, they start to pop in that third year, that second year. They start to figure out where they're at. So we would like to have a team next year that comes down the stretch and wins games. And so we've gotten off to good starts. We haven't been down the stretch as much as we want. And so I know Corey's going to look at it. I'm going to look at it. We're going to look at every single part of everything that we're doing. At the same time, double down on the things we're doing well.
What do you think? What do you think Coach Campbell might examine?
I mean, Corey's the best. I mean, he's already talked about, everything. So I had already told him, Sam, that maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I had said, hey, go study everything. Go study the times that we practice. Go study spring ball. Like, look at when we're doing spring. Some people do they come right back after the bowl and they do spring ball. Some people do it later. I said, look at everything. Look at the summer program because the rules are changing and you're getting people. I said, look at everything and let's just see if we can capitalize and do things better. We've gotten our program to a point of respectability where where it's not only a question, are we going to go to a bowl, but we have to take the next step. And so, and that was before those last 2 games, and so we'll look at that. We'll examine that. We'll examine every single part of everything that we do, and try to make sure that when we come down the stretch next year, we'll have a tough schedule next year. We'll only have one bye. Can we come down the stretch better than we did this year?
What are you looking for in the next defensive coordinator?
I think for me, I want someone who it's not scheme. It's our play style and how hard we play. The reality is the last 2 weeks, we haven't played hard enough. We were not the more physical team, and we had done that a lot of times. And so I want player development. I want physicality. I want effort way more than scheme. And so someone who can bring all that out in us. And, I'm up there. Phil's meeting with every kid right now, and I think he's relaying that message for this next month, and that will be what we look for moving forward. There's a play style that we want, and I think it was on display early in our tenure here. It has not been on display quite as much, and even though the numbers were good, in this league, in this stadium, you better stop the run the football, and it's easy just to throw it on the players. I don't throw things on the players. There's only one rule working for me, and that's don't tell me the players aren't good enough. Don't ever say that to me. So you can evaluate and say, hey, this guy's got to get stronger. This guy's got to get bigger. Hey, we have a hole here. Let's go get this guy. I have no problem with that. But I want a coordinator who gets 11 guys to play as one. And so we'll kind of look at everything.
What kind of a piece do you envision Phil having in the future of the defense, and will he be involved in helping you interview, assess candidates in this process?
Yeah, right now I've kind of tasked him with this game, and so if I know Phil, he's going to go all in on that. So I'll do most of the preliminary stuff. I've also asked where Phil asked Mike Eckler to come over and help coaching on defense as well. So I think we have kind of all hands on deck. And then I'll take the preliminary part of it. And then, if at some point, I need some help, then, or need a second set of eyes, maybe I'll ask Phil or ask Mike. But, I think right now I'll probably do most of the work in terms of the coordinator search, and then trust them to get ready to play this ball game.
Is it essential to have a guy in place by the portal date, by January 2nd?
I think it would be helpful. I think it would be helpful, but I don't think it's necessarily necessary. At the end of the day, we want to get the right guy. But yeah, I think it would be helpful. To get somebody that could be here and could plan a vision for people of what to expect kind of moving forward.
Is Snow a candidate?
I don't know that he is. I think that kind of the role he's in. I think it's a great role for Coach. Goes out, shuts the guys out in the bowl game. I might, but Coach is at a stage in his career where, I think he's in a perfect role for him, and I think he's kind of like the Yoda of our office, we'll explore all options. I certainly don't have the answer yet. We will, but not yet.
With the bowl game, do you have a sense yet of where Emmett Johnson is in his decision if he will be part of the process?
Yeah, I met with Emmett yesterday and just once again reassured him that no matter what he did, We love and respect him, and we support whatever decision he makes. He's got a tough one. This was an easy decision a couple years ago, before NIL and before all those things. It's a tougher decision now, but it's his decision. And so, he's at the workouts. He's doing everything. As an aside, Rocco Spindler won't play in the bowl game. He's going to have to go have surgery on that finger to. So I really appreciate Rocco playing with that, man. That was as gruesome as it could be, but to give him a fair shot to get ready for, make him bench press right now, to give him a fair shot to, go get ready for the combine or pro day or whatever, wherever he gets invited to, he'll have to go and start getting that taken care of. So, which gives us another opportunity to look at one of our young guys and or one of our guys. So, but again, we appreciate Rocco. He's been a really good part of this team and helped us run the football the way we have. So yeah, I don't know Emmett's situation yet in terms of his decision. I'll leave that up to him.
Assuming when you let the DC go on Monday and you were able to tell recruits, is the coaching staff solidified, and do you expect any other changes moving forward?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Do you expect any other changes on the coaching staff moving forward, or is it solidified for the rest of the season?
I'll take this time to kind of evaluate everything. John's situation was unique in that, he's going to have some opportunities, and I wanted to make sure he got one of those opportunities. He's a really valued coach, especially in the National Football League. But I don't have anything in my mind right now. Hey, this is going to happen. So I just think, you go through this time. Normally I don't make things that quickly, but I felt like it was best. And so I did it then to be fair to him, to be fair to the recruits, but I don't anticipate anything right now, but I will continue to really look at everything.
How much say will the next defensive coordinator have with the defensive staff?
Say that one.
How much say will the new DC have on that side of the ball?
Yeah, a lot. Again, Addison. I think Addison is clearly someone who will be here, and I like the defensive staff. But the world we live in now, guys sometimes want to bring some guys with them. Like when Tony came in, he brought a core group of guys, and so we'll certainly have that defensive coordinator, and I think that'll all be part of kind of what we're doing. A lot of times if you want to get a working premier DC, you're going to have to buy him out of a place, and it's hard to buy out probably his whole staff. So it's kind of a little different than it was. There weren't a lot of coaching buyouts 8 years ago. Now there are. So it'll change everything. But yeah, we'll do the best thing that we can moving forward for the staff and players.
Assuming a good fit could be found, are you still looking at a high school quarterback to perhaps take Dayton's place in this class?
We talked to a couple 26 quarterbacks, but didn't really feel necessarily like we should rush into a 26 quarterback. Given our kind of our quarterback situation, we have someone committed in 27. It just didn't want to rush, and so the quarterback world has changed so much now. There's so many talented players that are probably end up in the portal. If you need a quarterback, there'll be a lot of them out there. So I think we just said, let's. We talked to one young man, and but at the end of the day, just the commitment you have to make to a high school quarterback now financially too. It's just that money. Money's probably best placed somewhere else right now for us.
Coach, just one recruit from the state of Nebraska. Just what stood out from Jace, and then also just excuse me, just like what went into the decision to, I guess, not recruit a ton of players out of the state.
Yeah, and congratulate. There's a ton of guys signing a lot of different places, and we're really, really happy for them. And I think over 3 years, our commitment to recruiting the state has been really, really solid. Jace was someone who just stood out to us. He was fast. He's athletic. At the end of the day, when we go to recruit somebody, we have to say to ourselves, hey, can we beat Ohio State with this person? Can we beat Michigan with this person? And so Jace was a guy, when we looked at his height, weight, speed, and all that we felt convicted on that he would. Some of the other ones didn't quite work out. Some of the other ones got offered early and they didn't want to come camp with us. It's just all those things happen. But my hope is always that everyone ends up in the right place. What I'd rather guys go somewhere and be happy than be unhappy, but be in state. So I wouldn't say we didn't recruit them. It just didn't go all the way to the end. A lot of recruiting is evaluation, and we did the best we could with the information we had, and we'll continue to recruit the state. I want guys who love Nebraska and love this place. So we we'll try to do the best we can moving forward.
About Luke Sorensen. I mean, there's obviously a lot of tight end bodies from here to Anaheim, California, but you must have really liked something about him, and Satterfield must have too. What do you find special about him?
Yeah, I think I love his play style. Like, he plays really, really hard and physical. I love his maturity. I mean, like, one of the most honest guys, even in the recruit. I mean, I remember he was at Penn State on a visit, and he sent a picture of like the names of everybody who played, my name on a brick. It's like, there wasn't a lot of lies. There wasn't a lot of anything. It was a lot of like just straightforward. I love the family. What's interesting is, even going back to the question before, while he's not in state, that's a Husker family. You know what I mean? There was a lot of ties to this state and family, from way back when. So, he just fit in with our tight end room. I think our tight end room, Sat did a great job, but so did Luke Lindenmeyer. So did Carter Nelson and Heinrich and Eric and all those guys. I mean, they all recruited him. And I think that was one of the differences he felt was here, the guys wanted him in the room, and other places it was just sort of like a position coach. The other thing I like about Luke, besides his play style, besides just kind of who he is as a person, is his versatility. I think in today's offense, if you can play tight end, you can put your hand in the dirt, but then also play as a wing, but then also split out and play as a wide out, then you add something to the offense.
I'd say being 2020. I mean, how much was losing Bonner in that first game just tough for the offense because he kind of fit that role for you guys?
Yeah, we built a lot of things around Janirin, and he also brought an edge to our offense that we loved. I mean, he just brought a play style that we loved, and so that was really difficult. A guy that really came on this year, though, Sam, I think, and did a lot of those things for us was Caden Echternock. Caden obviously from Omaha and walked on here, and he's 260 pounds, and he took on a lot of those kind of running, making hard block roles. So, but we look forward to getting Wood back. I mean, he's big right now. He's strong looking, and so when he gets back, it'll definitely add something to us.
What's your vision, your expectation for Dylan over the next several months ahead?
My expectation?
Yeah, just your vision of what you want to see from him, how you think that these months will go for him.
Yeah, I think Dylan's at a place right now where you're going through a hard time when you're injured, and what I've encouraged him to do is to embrace it and attack it. Like let it hurt that you're not out there playing, and consistently write down every single day, like, what are you learning and what do I need to do? Dylan made tremendous progress from year one to year two, but there's progress that needs to be made moving forward. And so I want to see him own that. I don't want it can't be Corey, it can't be Kristen, it can't be me, it can't be Glenn. I want to see him take it and run with it, even in this time. And so, Dylan's a tremendous worker. He loves to work at those things. I want to see him, but I want to see him make a jump. This is year 3 coming up for him. And he's got to become the quarterback that we all know that he can be, and that's honestly, in my opinion, will help him. But that falls on his shoulders, and I'm anxious to see him do it.
Who will start in that Spindler spot for you guys in the bowl game? Would you Knack, or would you have somebody else?
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to say that yet. I think I'm sure if we went out there today, it would be Tyler. But I don't know. I haven't really talked to Donnie about exactly. We haven't really had those conversations yet. We've been so, recruiting focused, and me obviously with the coordinator change. I've been kind of on that. But I'm certain that if we went out today, it would probably be that. But it could be Sam, it could be Jason, it could be Preston. I don't know exactly how. And I think the next couple of weeks, we'll have a chance to practice those guys. We're not going to go out there and beat up Turner Corcoran next week. We're not going to go out there and beat up Pritchett. Those guys play a lot of football, but a lot of those other guys are going to get a lot of reps, which I think is really important.
Is Lateef will he start Monday ready to practice?
No, he's going to have to recover from the hamstring. We'll be safe with him. I think the timeline should be that he'd be able to play in the game. We expect him to play in the game, but he won't be out there on Monday.
How many days will you practice this next week then? Like all 5 days? Or
it's funny. Dana and I were meeting on that earlier. It'll probably be something like a 4-day week. And probably, since we can't have recruits at practice or anything like that, we probably won't have to use the weekends. We'll probably try to get, 4 days plus 2 days of lifting the next 2 weeks.
And last year, when you talked about the Pinstripe Bowl, you kind of said it kicking off this season, right? Is that the same approach this time around, or is this time around maybe like
get rid of what just happened the last 2 weeks?
Well, I think it's, I mean, I think when I talked about last year, I think all bowl games to me are always about ending the season the right way and finishing what you started at a high level. And so, you know, we're going to play a really good opponent. And so, and we're going to play a challenging opponent for us. And so it'll be an opportunity for us. Like sometimes in life, you know, you have weeks like the last 2 weeks, you know, you hate them, but they uncover a problem, right? And they show you like, hey, you better go address this and you better go fix this. And so the bowl game for us is a chance for us to go fix and address some of the things that happened these last 2 weeks. So I'm looking for growth. That then hopefully springboards you into next season. And, you know, there's a lot of guys on defense. You know, when I said after the game, and I had to be very careful after the game because I, as I said, I want to take extreme ownership of what happened the last 2 weeks. But, you know, I looked out there and I see Keona and I see Will Waneri and I see those guys and I see what I know that they're going to be. And maybe, so, you know, maybe tweaking the system and putting Keona here instead of here is going to, you know, so this month allows us to start to do some of those things. Right. And so it to me, it gets us moving into next season at a really high level. And, you know, you got guys in the secondary that have been waiting their turn. You got guys at linebacker that have been waiting their turn. And so, you know, we'll go attack the game, but really these practices are so unbelievably vital. Even just sometimes just to get a picture for somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I walked over here and saw a couple of linemen. I was like, hey, these next 2 weeks are the most important weeks in your life, not in a negative way, not, no, I better prove myself, but in like, this is my turn to make the jump. Right. And so I'm going to be going out there with that first group or with that second group. And let me show what I can do. And so, so I think it's really a mixture of both. We want to end the season the right way. We want to, you know, fix the things that happened the last 2 weeks. And then we want to go out there and kind of springboard ourselves into the future.
Pat Stewart was on the recruiting show, and I know he's more the portal person, but he kind of oversees your whole personnel department. How has he maybe adapted to this universe at the collegiate level, and how do you see him preparing for what's about to happen here in the next month?
Yeah, you know, Pat's oversees it all really. So I mean, he's changed all of our evaluations. He's changed our structures. He's really modernized them. Sean Patton, who continues to work with us, has done an amazing job, like blending AI. And I mean, the things that we're able to do now that used to take weeks now happen in 30 seconds. And so not many people could do that, but Sean can. And so they've really taken it and they've run with it. And Keith Williams really kind of underneath Pat really handles a lot of the high school recruiting. That's not to say he's not involved with the portal, but, you know, that's the one thing when you come in from the NFL, you don't have experience at the actual recruiting part of it. You have experience at the value and vision and all that. So what I've seen is Pat's just constantly adapting, constantly growing, constantly learning. And the other thing is the rules are changing. They told us last week that there were these rules from, you know, and then all of a sudden now they're saying, hey, there's not going to be these rules. So it's a unique time, but I see them moving in a really good direction. And you know, he, I think, is uniquely suited to handle the portal and all the things that are coming. Right. And so, you know, he's been through free agency for many, many, many years. He knows it. You know, we have a good room back there. And, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see how in which we can improve our roster.
You talk to him about like the quarterback room, the top of the quarterback room. Is there a scenario where you could have both those quarterbacks next year?
Yeah, and you guys know, for me, I'm never going to talk about. I think this player might. I know that's a lot of things. I'm never going to talk about this guy might transfer. This guy might. You know, I think we have a great setup, a great situation, and you know, I would love to have everyone. I would love to have a world where none of our guys on our team transfer. You know, to be quite honest with you, I think, you know, because even if they're not playing, that doesn't mean I don't love them and care about them. Some guys aren't going to play and they want to play. I get that, but we have a great quarterback room, and you know, we'd love to have everybody come back and have a great quarterback room again next year. So that's Pat will work through that, and we'll be honest with everybody that comes to us. But yeah, I'm not gonna, you know, it's not good for me to live in a world of I think this might happen, I think that might happen. I think that's, you know, that fatalistic thinking is not. It doesn't help, you know. And again, I'm always going to protect the guys up here. So
think
you've mentioned on
Do
your-
you have anybody else other than Emmett who possibly has a decision about early NFL?
I don't know. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that. So there may be some other guys that do it. I mean, it used to be much more prevalent. Now, like I said, if you're a really good player, unless you're going in the first or second round, you're probably going to make more money in college than you are at the pro level. So you've seen the number of guys going off to the NFL dwindle. When you go and look at it, even guys who get drafted, once you leave college, there's not many guys. There's not a lot of football after that, right? So it's just the league is so violent, the league is so difficult that if you can make money in college, it's really worth thinking about because this money is guaranteed. The money at the next level is not guaranteed, and so, but I'm the one who sat there and told Deshaun last year, hey, you probably should go to the league. I told Todd, I'm always going to try to do what's right for the guys. There were some guys that were thinking there would be, Mitch, they were thinking there would be that 5-for-5 rule, and they were kind of banking on it. But it didn't come to pass. So
I was just going to say, you mentioned on your radio recruiting show that maybe the spring game would come back this year. Where is that, and how important could that be to bring that back?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I think we want to bring, when they got rid of the May portal, we wanted to bring the spring game back. And I think it's what we're learning is, especially with some of the new rules, as they tweak them, that if we can have these major events here that get a lot of people here, it can help us. And so, even as you saw, like even camps and stuff like of that nature are starting, they're just declining, right? Just across the board. And so, we've already rethought a lot of our summer thoughts. Even things like the concerts that have been announced and all those different things. I mean, when we can put things around that to get people here, I think when people come here, they're ecstatic. And so we would love to have a true spring game and, fill the stands and have recruits come to it and just have it be a major weekend for us if it works out. There's some dates and issues, things we have to work through. And on the flip side of that is what I said earlier, we're also rethinking everything. So, there was a time when everyone thought it was be a May portal. They talked about you could do a small amount of spring ball and then you could do OTAs afterwards. And so that got all of us thinking hey, maybe we should do this now and this later. So I can't say that it's definitely coming, definitely here, but that's really one of our intents is to try to bring that back, A for the fans, and then B also for recruiting. I think it could be huge for us.
How are Malcolm Simpson and Tyson Terry coming along? Because I know a year ago at this time you were really excited they could help you this season.
Yeah, as you go back and look at hey, coming into it, those are two guys we factored in on the D line, and we think they're really, really good prospects. They're both just in the rehab process right now. They both had major surgeries, and so they're working their way back. Same with Juju Marks, on the offensive line. He's another guy that he's working his way back, and so they still have a long way to go.
How's just the rehab going for guys like Mac Markway and I guess Malcolm Hartzog as well?
Yeah, Malcolm won't be ready for the bowl game, but his rehab's going well. And then Mac, Mac obviously has a longer term rehab, and so he's I see him all the time. He's up, he's running, he's doing some good things. He's very focused right now, and so.
What about Jamarian Parker?
Yeah, JP, he's out there. He's working. He's put on a lot of muscle. He just needs some time. But yeah, Jamarian's a good young prospect that we're excited about.
He'll be practicing this month.
I'm sorry.
He's practicing this month.
Yeah, he came back and was practicing, and then went into the protocol. So he's working his way back. So I can't tell you exactly if he will or not. It depends on the doctor. Sorry?
Demetrius Bell.
Demetrius is not back yet. Yeah, he's gotten close a couple times and then just unfortunately had different setbacks. But... All right, thank you, guys.
Okay, there goes Matt Rhule. Sorry about that. Hopefully everybody's up and awake.
Funky beat. Nothing wrong with that. Seinfeld did it for 10 years. People loved it.
So I'll wrap a lot of what Rhule said just there. We do have the all Big Ten defense.
I love
suppose.
defense.
Well, maybe Matt Rhule does too, and that's why he fired his defensive coordinator. I don't know.
That doesn't seem like a to B to C.
Well, he
scenario.
said the defense wasn't very good, so he loved defense, and so he wanted to be better at defense, and so he fired him. I don't know.
Not the player's fault.
Nebraska does not have anybody on the first or second team All Big Ten defense.
That tracks.
It does. It does. The offense is tomorrow, and that's when you hear Emmett Johnson's name, and probably Emmett Johnson alone. I mean, maybe a guy on the offensive line, Spindler or Evans or something like that. I don't know.
Is this one of those 36-man teams?
It's actually not. It's kind of reasonable.
Interesting.
I think, as far as what I can see. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's take a break here. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to do one more segment for the remainder of the hour.
Okay.
We might have the odd news later, but let's just put it on the back burner here real quick.
Can do.
And get your opinions in for I Have an Opinion. Wake up, everybody. It's time for I Have an Opinion.
Or I will play funky bass lines until you do wake up.
Coming up at the top of the hour, but we'll come back and recap what Rhule had to say and get into it a little bit. Everybody's just responding to stuff and saying, I don't believe the word this guy says anymore.
Snake oil salesman.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Connor Happer, Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show. Josh, hurry, lay down a funky beat. It's just the Seinfeld song every time. We need to put that on the. Well, we don't have any space on the wall, but we need to put that on there just in case we get sleepy at any point during the show, and we just need to say, boom, there. We could, or I suppose we could use any one of our drops to do that. Like
if the coach could just put their cigarette out on my nipples, that would be great. Huh?
Wake up.
I'm awake.
3! Okay, wake up.
A lot of threes last night.
17 of them. Dear God, save some for Sunday.
Where was that in Vegas?
Where was that in Vegas? We were all wondering. Anyway, so I have an opinion that's coming up at the top of the hour. Get your opinions in. I got to retrace my steps on the Equitable Bank inbox because I know I got a couple yesterday. And so we will open that thing up here in a few minutes. So the quote that everybody wants to yell at.
Hell on wheels.
No, he didn't say hell on wheels again. That would have been really funny. Hey, I just want to say something. At the beginning of the season, I said the defensive line was going to be hell on wheels, and I still say that.
I'm a double down.
He was asked about, well, he was kind of talking about something else, and then sort of recounting the end of the season as well, and then mix that into why John Butler's not here anymore. It's not scheme. It's our play style and how hard we play. We didn't play hard enough. I want effort way more than scheme. So I want someone who could bring that out on us. You better stop the run and run the football in this league, in the stadium. And then he said, there's only one rule working with me. Don't tell me the players aren't good enough. And that's the one that everybody is commenting on today.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell
thing
me
that would help me get better quickest.
Well, but okay. So here's the thing. I think that is excellent coaching practice, right? Because think about it. You can't if you're bitching that the players aren't good enough during the season, then there's nothing that you could do. There's nothing you could do except for get the players that you have better. You can't say we have to get all new players if you're in October. You still have to win football games in November, right? So well,
not if you're Matt Rhule, but yeah.
That's the part I understand it from. So people are taking this as like, we don't need better players. This is just what a coach, and obviously Nebraska needs better players. Obviously Nebraska needs better players. And I think, reading the tea leaves here, it sounds like Butler may have either said that explicitly or said, hey, look, I can't work with this. These guys aren't good enough. And that was the concern at the start of the thing when they hired Butler. It was like, oh, well, he's very NFL, and you know what happens with NFL guys. It's not as much about effort in the NFL that's already baked into the guys that you have at the NFL level. It's about how creative is your scheme and all that stuff. Like in college football, it's about the fundamental stuff. It's about blocking and tackling and effort. And like you have to teach that first before you go to the next advanced level. And maybe, he heard that sort of sentiment come from John Butler and is like, all right, well, we need to go back before we go forward. We need to go back to the blocking and tackling and effort thing before we go to these players aren't good enough to execute the scheme that I'm running. Right. So that makes sense to me. I can understand why it looks like a weird and dysfunctional quote. Like we got this from Iowa JD.
Hi, Iowa JD.
Who says Nebraska is an absolute echo chamber. This is the dumbest thing he could possibly say. If this is true, Nebraska better not go into the portal for any player. When you take a portal kid, you are absolutely saying that you are not good enough to your current players. I'm sorry, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. He was talking about his team in the season. He was not talking about we are going to have all the same players next year. We are not going to go into the transfer portal because we don't allow anybody in our program to say our players aren't good enough. That's not what he's saying. Those are two different conversations. I get it that you're saying the same thing, but those are two, like, the same words of you can't say the players aren't good enough.
The context is different.
The context is drastically different, right?
Yeah.
Regular season versus after the season. After the season, you're looking at it from a 40,000 foot view. Of course, you want better players constantly.
Always.
When you're in the off season. When you're in the season, you can't walk around saying, oh boy, oh phooey, as Donald Duck would say. Phooey, our players aren't good enough. Sorry, we're watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I could tell.
Our players aren't good enough. You can't do that, that because you don't have an option to fix it in that moment. You just have to be better with the players that you have. And so I will give Rhule benefit of the doubt here. I do believe that's what he was saying. So that quote didn't hit me in any type of way, really, other than semi-revealing on how Butler approached things and what they're going to need going forward. The more and more I think about it, and it was interesting to me that he mentioned that Eckler is going to help out with the defense. Eckler, Mike Eckler, special teams coordinator. He's going to help out with the defense. It's the more and more I think about it, the more and more I feel like he should be the defensive coordinator. I know nothing, and I don't know if that's an option. I have no idea, but I don't think he can be the special teams coordinator and the defensive coordinator. Maybe you just cycle Mike Eckler through all of the different jobs year by year, and you just he infuses energy into each position group and each unit,
and then everyone's got energy,
and then everyone's good, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone plays with effort and intensity because that guy's a freak, Maybe Eckler should be the defensive coordinator.
I'm open to listening. No bad ideas at this point.
Would that surprise you? If that's what they're looking for, we need to coach effort. And we said it after the Iowa game, watching those last two games against Penn State and Iowa, they were soft as doo-doo in those games.
Okay.
And it's about focus and execution and effort, right? What did Mike Eckler do instantaneously when he got here with the special teams units? Maybe they weren't good enough at the end of the day. Maybe your punter can only punt it 38 yards, but
probably going to want more.
Focus, effort, and execution was definitely there on special teams. They didn't screw up royally for lack of effort.
Only there was an NFL great's son that was going to punt for Nebraska this season.
What? Wait, what did you just say?
Remember they kicked, I forget which former Huskers son.
Oh, well, he's still here.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah, he's still there. He's just Archie's backup, I think.
Probably should have given him a look at some point.
No, Archie's fine.
Archie's fine.
He's got to punt it for
fine, though, but the fine is not great.
What if as Dave says, what if we made the entire boat out of Eckler?
Call up Tom Brady, clone this guy.
Yes.
And have him be all the coaches.
What if we build the entire boat out of all Ecklers? Can we do this?
Oops, all Ecklers.
People from the text line, texter writes, and maybe Eckler should be the head coach. Maybe. I don't know. But if that's what they're trying to find, there's plenty of guys. There's plenty of college football guys who would do that, which pretty much makes a guy that we mentioned the other day, Jim Knowles, if people had wild and crazy dreams about bringing that guy in, absolutely does not seem like the right fit at this moment. College football guy, yes, but complicated scheme and
very expensive.
Very expensive and needs really, really good players to run it. Right.
Don't have that right now.
No, you don't. We're at the effort and execution level of the pile here at this point. So that's where we're at.
We can build back better.
I still think build the whole boat out of Ecklers.
That's my top idea right now.
Yeah, that's all I got. Sam writes that he's got a couple tweets.
Hi, Sam.
Mitch Sherman should ask our punter if this was worth leaving his family for.
Well, Archie, was it worth it?
What are you going to do, cry again?
Was it worth all this?
Also, Sam has a hot take on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Okay.
Clara the cow's nursery rhymes suck in the episode where they accidentally all become babies and Goofy has to fix it.
Oh.
Yeah, they go into a time machine.
Sure, I've seen that one.
Goofy goes into a time machine. He accidentally turns himself into a baby.
Classic Goofy.
Yeah, I know.
Idiot.
Oh no, Goofy, you went backwards. What a mistake. What a disaster.
Oh no! Disaster!
I'm glad that me and my early 30s to mid 30s dads can reminisce or can talk about this stuff on the radio now.
Really
This is
found
excellent.
something there.
Here is Joe on the hotline now. Hey, Joe, what's up?
What is up? How are you today?
Good.
Good. Hey, to me, it seems like, and I watched, I don't know, it was a small little documentary on like the Bills and sort of how their fan base is a little different than a lot of NFL fan bases, and it's trickled down into college football. And firing coaches, I mean, Nebraska's great at it, and the rest of the nation has jumped on board. I don't know if I've ever seen a season where they've fired that many coaches. And it seems like fan bases are either, and there's only one champion each year, right? So it's like, how many teams are disappointed? How many fan bases are disappointed? But every fan, or not every, but it just seems like so many fan bases are calling to fire somebody left and right. And NFL and college is so much different as far as there's not much development in blocking. You guys touched on this a little bit. You don't develop blocking and tackling and specific moves like, you know, swim moves and defensive lineman moves in the NFL. Those things should have already been developed. Right. And Nebraska isn't taking, I don't know if Butler was good at those developments, or I think he was a good scheme as far as like pass defense scheme. I think he was phenomenal there. But is he a good teacher, you know? And that's sort of, maybe things were said along the way. But to me, it's sort of like, and I'm still just sort of baffled by why many Husker fans and many Husker media outlets picked us to lose to Penn State. And I know the eyeball test, well, I didn't expect us to lose that way. A lot of people picked us to lose against Penn State and Iowa. But then when that thing actually does happen, they want to call for everybody's heads. And it's like, you didn't expect us to win that game anyway. But then when we do lose it, well, now you want to fire everybody? To me, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and I don't know. It didn't look very good though, Joe. Like, it was pretty bad. I mean, those last two games were really bad on defense.
And to me though, it's like, okay, well, where was the offense to help the defense out?
Yeah, that's fair.
Non-existent. Those specific teams, you got to put points on the board and sort of give your defense a little bit of help. But nobody wants to talk about that. Where did statistically? Where did our offense fall? Because I thought I heard at one point in time the defense was about 23rd nationally in like a few categories or total defense categories. Where was our offense at? Were they top 25?
You would have to give me a specific category. I mean, what are we looking at?
Specific statistic, and I understand, and yeah. I get that. But let's say you grouped all the statistics together. Where did our offense fall? Because, and I heard, and I could be right, could be wrong, that we averaged only 2 points more with Dana his full year, with Dylan Raiola for most of the year on his second year. Only 2 points more. So it's like, but yet, and granted, I'm not sitting here saying, you know, keep Butler. It's water under the bridge now. It's, you know, it's sort of like Belichick, you know, on to Cleveland. And, but where was our offense statistically throughout the year? And it's just sort of something to sort of look at.
No doubt. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate
right, but
we gotta go. Appreciate the call. So Nebraska, by the way, 75th in the country in yards per play this year, to answer the question.
Statistically, that's not very good.
Statistically, that's not very good. That is not very good. There's no doubt. He's right. The offense needs evaluation as well. And I think you'll see a lot of that play out over the next couple weeks. Then we'll take a closer look at the offense. But this is defense week. This is the week where we yell that the defense is bad because the coordinator just got fired.
It's D week.
It's D week. Statistically. Like, it's tough for everybody. Also, I was dying. The comment.
Yeah.
Who left that?
Throw it back up there.
Who left that comment? Gosh, it's way up here now. We get so many
Alex,
comments.
what mouse tool do we need to fix the defense, guys? Is it a pillow? A screwdriver?
I think it's the mystery mouse tool.
Or effort.
No, efforts. If effort was one of the things on the basket tool, that'd be great. Is it this paintbrush? No, it's gotta be the mystery one. It's gotta be a mystery one. It's amazing how many people watch this crap.
It's a very popular show, Connor.
It's fantastic. All right, time for I have an opinion. You all have opinions. Send them our way, and we will open it up. Coming up on 1620 The Zone.
This is the I Have an Opinion song. Haven't done an intro yet. Need to get on that.
Oh yeah, it's time. By the way, no Huskers on any of the top 3 defensive teams. 0.
What?
Did anybody get honorable mention? Yes.
Snub.
Andrew Marshall, Sierra Wright, Deshaun McCullough, Deshaun Singleton, and Javen Wright, but none others. Also, Nebraska helped make a couple of Big Ten defenders on the team. Anthony Smith, I think he had 100 sacks against Nebraska, first team all Big Ten defensive end.
Oh, no.
And Dennis Sutton probably would have been this anyway, but I believe had a nice day against Nebraska's offensive line a couple weeks ago. So there you go. That is your story. Tomorrow, Emmett Johnson will be named Big Ten running back of the year. And then we'll all celebrate. We'll go to the Grand China Buffet.
Probably.
I think. I mean, almost for sure.
Thought he would be a Doak Walker finalist.
I was less sure about that.
Okay.
I was less sure about that. He's going to be first team all Big Ten. He'll be the running back of the year.
Wow.
To the opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I got some opinions on. We're going back to Friday. I got 2 opinions from old man Doug on Friday.
We weren't here Friday.
This is before the game started. But Doug likes to get out and be amongst the people. He likes to answer the phone on the first ring.
Doug is an amazingly social
human
being.
He's always, he's always got a cup in his hand.
I'm jealous.
And so he's got friends. And so he decided to email us both. It looks like, Josh, you deleted this long ago.
Definitely.
While he was out tailgating on Friday morning. So here they are. For next week, I have an opinion. The motion sensor soap dispensers never work, and you just end up putting a soft soap bottle in the public restroom. So why waste the money? Happy Thanksgiving, Doug.
That's just a good business strategy from Doug there. Why are you investing all this money in something that's not going to work and you're going to have to go buy something anyway?
They just run out of soap.
Yeah.
I just hear it go, and it doesn't have anything in there.
Got to have one of those sign-up sheets in the bathroom.
But people abuse the pumps because anytime anybody sees a pump, what do they got to do? They got to pump it. Pump. It's like a syrup dispenser. I got to pump it. I got to get as much out of here as I possibly can. So there's really no right way to do soap. You can't do bars anymore.
No,
that's way over. Bars of soap are past their time. Certainly.
They had a good run.
Poll question. Are bars of soap past their time? Or did bars of soap have a good run? Whichever one you want to do.
Okay.
I don't care. But yeah, there's really no right way to do it, Doug. I think you might be right. The best way is just to put a soft soap bottle in, a bottle that you get from, wherever that you buy on wholesale from Costco, get like a 75 pack and then just slam it in there. Hopefully people don't take them. Maybe you nail it to the wall or something like they do with the hotels now.
Oh, yeah, where it's like affixed to the wall. Yeah.
That might be the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The other opinion from Doug, I have another opinion. The striped overalls at football games make you look like a doofus. Now, I think, to be fair, Doug, that is the point.
Takes a rare breed to pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody could be as fashionable and good looking as Doug with his quarter zips.
God, he's got some good quarter zips.
But sometimes the right answer is I'm a doofus. I look like a doofus. I'm going to wear big red and white candy striped overalls to a football game. And it keeps you warm and not chilly. What do the quarter zip guys do at football games? What do they do?
A lot of QZs have sleeves now.
Well, I mean, that's what quarter zips have, right?
Yeah.
They all do, but you can't just have a quarter zip on.
You need
something if it's 20 degrees.
Over or under it.
The only answer is probably sit indoors.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sweet.
Got one from Rob.
Hi, Rob.
I have an opinion. Matt Rhule should focus on beating Iowa and Minnesota rather than beating Ohio State and Michigan.
Okay, interesting strategy. I'd like to test that out for a couple of years.
Colin in White Plains.
Hi, Colin.
I have an opinion. people need to start to learn context. Matt Rhule isn't saying his roster is perfect. He has talked consistently about how talent acquisition is of paramount importance and how he wants to get the best players possible each year. For bleep's sake, doesn't everyone understand? Rhule is talking about during the season. He is saying don't blame the players. Be a coach and figure out the solution that with your players that you have. Blaming the players won't help in a season. It only serves to create negative vibes in the locker room. Figure out a scheme change and your current players can operate in well, or figure out how to teach what you need from them better. Jeebus, people are dumb.
I feel like this show strives to make people better media consumers.
We try. There's only so much we could do. But we can only, what did I screw up that one time? Lead a horse to water.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can only lead a horse to water, Josh.
We only read the headlines. We're half listening to our radio shows and podcasts.
It's okay.
You got to have the whole thing.
It's all right. Here's Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I have an opinion. Since it seems like some of your callers are hitting the sauce a little early these days, we need a 1620, the drinking game. What repetitive quirks or sayings from everyone at 1620 would you put on the list? That's not an opinion. That's just a question.
How long you've been watching Husker football?
Yeah. Yeah, that's everybody's qualifier.
Everyone starts a call with, here are my bona fides as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
They're not necessary.
Yep.
You can skip over that part. You're wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, there could be certain stuff that the hosts do. There could be certain things that the callers say.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be very hard to put together.
No,
it really wouldn't. It's really the same thing every day. Somebody said to me last night, same bleep, different toilet.
Whoa, I've never heard it worded like that.
Somebody said to me, they said,
I guess it still makes sense.
They were really proud of it. They were like, same bleep, different toilet. And he was like, yeah, somebody told me about that. Look, I just really liked it. I had to keep it going. And I was like, I think that's pretty good. Same bleep, different toilet.
Yeah, I mean, it means the same thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get it.
Yeah.
If you understand context, of course. Here is Tommy on the text line.
Tommy want wingy.
I have an opinion. Movies before 1994 are bad. Sorry, I can't do it. Too old. They may have been good at the time, but are likely trash now. There are exceptions to every rule, so naming 1 to 2 movies you like does not change my opinion.
1994?
That wasn't that long ago. There's so many movies before 1994. Josh, all of Josh's favorite movies happened before 1994.
I like that Dumb and Dumber is the cutoff.
Dumb and Dumber is exactly the cutoff. That was the Hanks year, right? Dumb and Dumber, Forrest Gump. Well, he didn't do Dumb and Dumber. Forrest Gump, Toy Story, and didn't he do another one that year? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna stop talking about.
I think
movies.
Toy Story was 95.
Damn it. Maybe it was the Jim Carrey year. I don't know.
Jim Carrey was 94. The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and
that was it.
Ace Ventura.
I want to just I want you guys to forget everything I just said, and I want to say that this is an incorrect opinion. There are many, many good movies before 1994, and I can name more than just 1 or 2. So
you
Josh.
can name more than just 1.
I don't watch any movies.
Yeah.
So, yep. But thank you for sending in your opinion. Here's Pedro.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, guys. I have an opinion. The Nebraska football team does not have a jumbo package for getting 1 to 2 yards at the goal line. My opinion is that they should get the best walk-on offensive lineman and name him the Verzal back and have him plow a hole through the defensive line and score a touchdown or get a first down. Do this now.
Boy, when it was 4th and goal at the 1, they loved that Heine package that never
sucked.
seemed to work.
I'm so happy we never have to see that again.
But boy, they ran the hell out of that play.
Heinrich,
thank you for your service. Thank you for your selflessness.
No, it's not. It's barely even Heinrich's fault. It's not Heinrich's fault.
Not Heine's
Why do they
fault.
just keep why do they keep doing that? It never worked. It was always bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the perfect cherry on top to the season was exactly what happened. Him fumbling at the goal line. It was, on an indecision whether to just plow over the guy or not.
I hated that it happened, but it made a lot of sense.
What a
happened.
bookend.
Yeah.
What a bookend. Greg in Myrtle Beach.
Hello, Greg in Myrtle Beach.
I have an opinion. The pansy Husker media will still give Rhule excuses after Utah punks us again with over 250 rushing yards for the third straight game. Enjoy your crap recruiting class for Christmas.
That is my nightmare opponent in the bowl game.
Oh, man. They wouldn't pass at all.
It's going to be Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl, and Utah's going to run for 350.
Yeah, or like Army or something.
Mhm.
Is Army a possible bowl team?
I
God, they would just tear it up.
They would.
Army would be like licking their chops looking at Nebraska's defense.
They are 6-5 with 1 to play.
Well, they're probably going to the Armed Forces Bowl
Sure.
or something like that. So probably weird if they were in the Vegas Bowl.
Seems like maybe that's not the crew you want to send there.
From the 402.
Hi, 402.
I have an opinion. Matt McMaster looks exactly like Walter Jr. from Breaking Bad.
He does. He does.
Then he grew a beard. That's true. I don't know what the current status of Walt Jr. is, but they do look alike. There's no doubt. Here's Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I have an opinion. The quarter zip is the most perfect clothing item of all time.
Wow.
It is great in all kinds of weather, Josh, except for really, really cold. And it's classy. It could be casual, depending on what it looks like. There could be a hoodie attached to it. I do love a quarter zip. The kids are. I think the kids are making fun of the adults for wearing the quarter zips now. They're calling people quarter zips, from what I've heard.
They're calling people?
Yeah, it's like
that is not an insult. I'd be like, wow.
Classic quarter zip take by you, they would say.
Oh, I can be business casual or just regular casual.
I'm not backing off it. I love quarter zips.
I'm comfortable. I'm worth a lot. I'm nice.
Doesn't automatically mean you're worth. But you can tell, what, depending on, maybe we should make a pyramid of quarter zip brands.
Okay.
So at the top is the Cutter and Buck and Peter Millar, the really expensive ones. Those are at the top. And then they also sell quarter zips at Walmart.
Sure. Yeah.
And,
okay.
Not all quarter zips are created equal.
That is true.
Yeah.
Row back at the top.
Is it?
I don't know.
I mean, they are weirdly expensive.
If they wanted to send us some, we would wear them on camera and advertise.
And I
them.
wouldn't talk about how expensive they were. I would tell people, get a great deal with our promo code bleep bleep bleep.
Looking at you, new era. You want us to wear some cool hats?
Anything. Literally anything. Look, we are wearing these I am wearing this Nerd Media hat today. I got it for free. That's why.
Porsche would love to drive your vehicle. Love to tell people about the benefits of driving a Porsche.
Here's Michael.
Hi, Michael.
I have an opinion. Listening to Connor say you got to pump it to get as much out of it as you can should be the drop of the year. If only it would turn into a drop. It won't.
Sounds like a challenge.
People said I did a drop last night at the Creighton game.
I have heard this. Yes. O-Trips was mentioning it briefly.
I said he finished. He didn't. I can't remember what I said. It was something along the lines of he didn't finish. Yeah, he didn't finish strong, but at least he finished. It's one of those things that feels weird coming out of your mouth, but I just decided to, just plow right through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's my only option. I was already into the sentence.
Just like wives all over this great city of ours.
Wow. Let's see. Oh, Pedro has another opinion.
Hello again, Pedro. Welcome back.
There were 2 movies that scared me so much I quit those activities. Number 1, Jaws. I quit swimming in the ocean.
Okay.
Number 2, Deliverance. I quit going into the woods and camping. Has any movie been so scary that it makes you stop doing the thing that they did in the movie?
Now that's a great question.
I stopped going on planes that had drunk pilots. Long
After
ago,
some guy
I
rolled it.
Long ago, I gave that up.
No. I mean, I could say
Nah.
a joke and after I saw Psycho, I stopped taking showers.
You You could, but that's not true.
It's not true.
If it were Nick, maybe you could use that as an excuse for not taking showers. But he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
From the 531.
High 531.
I have an opinion. Actually, the vest is the most versatile piece of clothing. I have been debating whether to purchase a vest recently.
What kind of, like the bubble vest or the fleece vest? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
I do,
Okay.
and I'm trying to answer the question correctly. It's more puffy than fleece, but it's not puffy. I don't look like a bubble man.
Okay.
You know, it's
You
got
don't
to be
look
the
like
right.
Marty McFly.
I think I could do it, especially with a quarter zip underneath. It feels like it would be a great touch. But it's been a real internal debate for me for a couple months now, probably.
You go to a place like Jerry Ryan, try it on.
I tried one on.
Okay.
I tried one on, and I almost pulled the trigger a couple weeks ago.
A lot of winter left.
I know.
You could.
I got decisions to make. Another clothing debate. I have an opinion. Hoodies greater than quarter zips. Gen Z got something right for once.
Boy.
Once again, not all hoodies are created the same.
Yeah.
I'll leave it right there. Tommy follows up on the things that movies make you stop doing. After Twister, it made my wife scared of dying in a tornado. So you guys stopped doing that. It's dying in tornadoes.
A healthy fear of tornadoes is okay.
Yeah, it's really, really great. You can take precaution. If that helps you have more urgency during a tornadic event, then maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. Yippee says Final Destination has some scary ways to die.
Okay.
Someone got trapped in a tanning bed. That stuck with me, though I've never had the desire to get in a tanning bed to begin with.
There's one on a roller coaster, wasn't
The roller
there?
coaster one and the log one.
The log truck.
The log one is always the one where
Classic.
you see it and you're like, yep, that's Final Destination right there. Logged through the windshield. Bang. That'd be a way to go. A lot of comments about vests. Chris says vests is a waste of time.
Feels almost too indecisive.
There was someone saying that the vest is actually very versatile because you could wear a vest over a polo on those slightly chilly days. That was the person who was pining for the vest. A lot going on there. All right, let's go to Twitter.
Hi, Twitter.
Here's Curtis.
Hi, Curtis.
I have an opinion. Goofy is the best Mickey Mouse Clubhouse character.
Whoa.
Best hot dog song dancer as well.
Well, he had that lanky body where he could just.
He really does. He got those big old feet. You know, he's
Mm-hmm.
just a long guy.
Funny looking dog.
Yeah, funny looking guy. So I think I agree with you without studying it too much. He's definitely the best hot dog dancer. I agree with that. Eddie 2.0.
Hi, Eddie.
I have an opinion. Matt Rhule needs to get a seasoned defensive coordinator like Justin Wilcox or Jim Leonard, or fold the program.
Whoa. No. Not the last one, the third one.
Okay.
No,
Well,
thank you.
one of the first two is okay. The third one is not good.
Correct.
Got it. SEAL Team Nick.
Hi, SEAL Team Nick.
I have an opinion. The Heine package operated on the premise that at some point this might work.
I mean, isn't that all football plays?
That was me with Jeff Sims. He can't keep turning it over this way.
At some point.
At some point, this will regress to the mean. Progress to the mean. It did not happen. It did not happen. Chris writes in, poll question, did Twister make you want to stop dying in tornadoes?
I'm okay putting that out there.
Sure, yeah. Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
I have an opinion. Canvas vests are the best vests. What is a canvas vest?
Like an archaeologist?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. No, no, I can't sign off on this.
Okay. Vincente from our pop culture correspondent, the backstory on what people are saying about the quarter zips.
Oh, okay.
Quarter zip dude, quarter zip versus Nike Tech, quarter zip and matcha. There's a bunch of memes on TikTok I have to apparently read about now. Thank you for sending that.
Great. Now we have homework.
It's good to know.
I do like knowing things.
You do. Poll question.
Poll question.
Do you like knowing things? Albino Tornado.
Hello, Albino.
Don't go full Midtown uniform. The NYC Midtown Manhattan bro look of button-down shirt plus fleece vest.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing with the fleece vest.
What this show has turned into, they always say that much like coaches, the team becomes a reflection of you. And I think in this situation, the listeners become a reflection of us or me or whatever. Like this show has just turned into what is the best quarter zip /vest /polo /hoodie, and also how good is Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? What happened to my life?
The off season started, Connor.
This is this is great. This is where we thrive, I think.
Mhm.
But it's amazing. I mean, you really get a good image of what you're all about when people start texting in their takes about that stuff. It's great. All of a sudden, Sam had one take about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and nursery rhymes, and we're off and running.
Are you gonna get a bubble vest with a small goofy head embroidered on it?
I don't know.
Just sort of as an homage
I'm
to the
sure they
audience?
sell them at Disney World.
Yeah,
for probably about $250.
that's right. Remember the Disney story?
I
Probably could have bought one there.
I do remember that was a great store.
Great store.
What happened to they're gone? There's the internet now.
I don't really know why they died. Seems like probably
Seems like a
just
thing you would wanna
general
keep up
mall
there.
problem. Yeah.
Pedro,
Hi, Pedro.
not a opinion, just a question. Hi guys, just a question. Whatever happened to the earmuffs? They are great.
You don't really see that much anymore.
You don't see the earmuffs anymore.
People
You-
go full hat like you have.
You see full hat, and that's kind of it. Although there was a moment in time where everybody was into the pull it over your ears, situation, like the old timey
Pull it over your ears situation.
It's got the ear flaps.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What are those called?
This is genuinely what I call them now. I call them corporate Dan hats.
Okay, I could definitely see Corporate Dan wearing that. But that was a moment. And I think those are gone. There was a moment where the little balls,
The balls were back.
the balls on top of the head were just, and they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Big balls.
then those stopped, and now we're back at square one. We're back to regular old beanies at this point, which is fine by me. I like them.
Yeah. I had gotten okay with the ball.
Jed says Saving Private Ryan made me stop storming Omaha Beach.
Don't storm. Well, no. I don't know if that's. Thank you for storming Omaha Beach, those of you that braved it.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out very well.
I mean,
in the long run, it did.
Yeah.
In the long run, it did.
Short term, not so much.
No. All right. That's I have an opinion.
Poll question. Did Storm No.
Chris says a bluey makes adults feel like inadequate parents. I am starting to feel that as well.
That's right.
Those parents are so good. They always play with the kid.
Always.
They always do.
Except that one episode where they wanted to take a nap.
Yeah, because they were hungover, right?
Well, I think so, yeah.
You're an alcoholic. Dude, you're an alcoholic. All right. Mitch Sherman is coming up. That's right.
Next?
Yes. Wow. Yes, right here on this station, 1620 The Zone.
Who do you want to talk about first?
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic.
We can play. And we need people that can play.
And we'll never be royal. Let me live that fantasy. Oh.
Mitch Sherman, The Athletic. On The Connor Happer Show. On 1620, The Zone.
We can play.
You know, I apologize. I apologize to Kenneth Williams. So Kenneth Williams, I said earlier that nobody from the defense got put on any of the teams for the all Big Ten teams, which is still true for the record. But I didn't realize that in the same release, they put out these special teams, all conference teams. Kenneth Williams, second team all return specialist, as named by the media. And then the coaches put him third team. So go ahead, yell at the media now, people. What do you want to say about the media now? One of the media people, Mitch Sherman of The Athletic, joins us now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Hi, Mitch.
No respect for Kenneth Williams from the coaches.
Unbelievable. And people like to yell at the media for getting everything wrong, but it looks like it was the coaches this time. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought Sear right. Now, I know he didn't play well against Iowa by his own admission, and it was a tough finish to the year for Nebraska defensively, but I thought Sear right deserved more than honorable mention.
Yeah, he would have been the one defensively that I could have seen appear, and there was a few guys who got an honorable mention, and he was one of them. But yeah, I agree. The problem is, Mitch, it's a gigantic conference. Once again, if we just start with the root issue of the Big Ten being gigantic, and we address that and we fix it, then I feel like a lot of our problems get fixed, including this one.
It is a big conference. It's almost like it's not quite, but you almost have to be an All-American to get consideration for first team All Big Ten. Like now we're going to see Emmett Johnson on the first team tomorrow. If we don't, then the people of Nebraska should riot. Not only that, he's going to be the All Big Ten or the running back of the year, which is nice. A nice accomplishment for sure by Nebraska, but it's tough. It's tough, and it's tougher than it was when Nebraska came into the league. Nebraska's not had a first team All Big Ten running back since Amir Abdullah in 2013.
Well, he's going to be the first team guy tomorrow, and he's going to be the running back of the year, like you said, unless the Big Ten expands again to 37 teams, and they pick up Ole Miss and Missouri and
Notre Dame joined the league.
Notre Dame finally joined the league, and Emmett Johnson got demoted to fourth team Big Ten running back. That would be quite something. All right, so Rhule's press conference just wrapping up a little while ago. What were on the topic of the defensive coordinator? What'd you take from that conversation, and where do you have any further thoughts on where we might be headed now that he's spoken about it?
It went basically like I expected. No definitive timeline given. Matt Rhule said, and this was interesting to hear. He didn't have his eyes on a particular candidate when he made the move with John Butler, firing John Butler on Monday. Part of the reason he said is because he said that he thought John Butler would have some opportunities out there, and he wanted to free him up.
I don't know about that.
That sounds a little. That sounds like a little bit of a pat on the back for yourself. Like, I did him a favor by firing him. He complimented Butler, said Nebraska can be better, wants Nebraska to be great. Talked about. I'm reading between the lines. I think you could see that clearly they were not thrilled with you didn't need to read between the lines to see that Nebraska was very unhappy with the way the defense played the last two games of the year. And some specifics about players up front on that defensive line just not being there yet. And how much that falls on John Butler is very much up for debate, but this is the spot that he's chosen to make a move with right away. Also talked about how some coaches might have done this after signing day, but Rhule wanted to be upfront with his signees. And if he's going to do the move this week, do it to give those guys the chance to digest it. And we heard that Rhule had conversations with Danny Odom, who's Nebraska's top signee, the corner back out of Florida. And Danny Odom just wanted to make sure that he was going to be able to play for Addison Williams. So when the new defensive coordinator comes in, he'll have a lot of say in what his defensive coaching staff looks like. But Addison Williams, Rhule says, will be a part of that.
Yeah, I that was definitely one of the interesting parts. The other one was, talking about, hey, you better stop the run the football in this league and in this stadium. And then he said, there's only one rule working with me. Don't tell me the players aren't good enough. And that was, we talked about it for a while, a little bit earlier, and people took it a variety of different ways. But I think it's completely reasonable. I don't know that he's saying that Butler said that, but from an NFL guy with, which tends to be a little bit more scheme over fundamentals, right? Scheme over blocking and tackling and effort and all that stuff that you already have baked in when you get to the NFL.
Yeah.
It makes that made a lot of sense to me coming from him. Does that inform where the direction they could be headed next as far as what they want out of that spot?
Well, I think we already knew it's going to be a college guy, and that probably reinforces the belief that, there are college guys in the NFL, but don't get me wrong.
Right.
No, I don't think it does. I don't think it tells me much because I don't know the intricacies of what each one of the speculated candidates, and I don't even, and I think there's not even real substance to it's just names. Well, this coach has run a good defense before. This coach has Big Ten experience. There's not a whole lot coming out of Nebraska to say that they're involved with a specific coach. So, and even if we did know that, I'm not sure without digging in that we know enough to say, all right, this coach it can work in any scheme, and he's going to fit Matt Rhule's definition of an effective defensive coordinator because he prioritizes players and fundamentals and creating havoc more than he does being tied to a scheme. It's interesting because when Tony White came to Nebraska, that's what he was known for, was a scheme, was running the 3-3-5. And that's what made Tony White unique in the defensive coordinator environment because he came from that Rocky Long school of 3-3-5 defensive coordinators, and those coaches hold a unique spot. Now, I think what he proved to be at Nebraska was someone who was adaptable and was a good defensive coordinator. But yeah, I don't think he goes back to that same kind of decision making where you pick somebody because they're going to bring a scheme that can win in the Big Ten. It's going to be more about an attitude and a reliance on talent.
Okay, so with that being said, and he mentioned that he was asked about Phil Snow in particular, and who's gonna coordinate the defense for the bowl game and is the interim. And he was asked about him and his candidacy for the full-time job, and he said, I don't really think so. He didn't completely shut the door, but it didn't feel like they were headed that direction. And then he also said that Mike Eckler is helping out a little bit with the defense. And then I thought about guys who, check all the boxes that you just said. And I thought, wait a minute, could Mike Eckler be Nebraska's defensive coordinator? Because I feel like he checks the boxes.
It's a big risk because two reasons. One, he's doing a good job as your special teams coordinator, and he's allowed you finally, after all these years, to fix that part of the game. And are you really going to say after you finally got that going, well, we're not going to value it as much, and we're going to take that guy because he's good as a coach and move him to the defense? No, I don't see that. And then two, Mike Eckler has not been a defensive coordinator, correct? Like, he's been a defensive assistant coach, a linebackers coach, and he's been a special teams coordinator. But one thing we know is this is not a job. Any coordinator position at Nebraska is not a job
That's true.
Where you learn on the fly.
Yep.
And there would be a steeper learning curve for Mike Eckler as a defensive coordinator. Could he do it? Yeah. I mean, he's learned under great defensive coordinators. I mean, this is straight out of the Bo Pelini school of football 101. That's where Mike Eckler came up. But I don't know. You need somebody who has done it, and preferably has done it at the Big Ten level or something very comparable. So I don't think so. It's intriguing that Mike Eckler is going to help with the defense during the bowl game. Not surprising, because he's run special teams and coached defense at the same time. Every other stop that he's had before Nebraska. But I just look forward to him like sprinting up and down the sidelines at Allegiant Stadium on New Year's Eve if Nebraska goes to the Las Vegas Bowl. Like whenever there's a big defensive play.
So he was the co-DC at Indiana when he left Nebraska after 2010. For a couple years.
We don't know. Did he call the defense?
I don't know that for sure. He was the DC and linebackers coach at North Texas in 2016. I don't know. I don't know what did that. So I think there's a little bit of it in there. I'm with you. I would at least say this though, Mitch. Like one thing that we maybe have learned from this year to talk about Eckler a little bit. He is. I don't know what the path is or what you say. Like, do you give him a raise? Do you give him a promotion? It feels like Nebraska may not be getting the most out of him just having him as the special teams coordinator. I will say that.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. And he's fully adept at mixing his responsibilities. So if you want to either formally or informally moving forward beyond the bowl game, have him involved with the defense, by all means. I mean, you don't need to worry about the staff size here. Like even if he's involved in coaching the linebackers or something, you can still have a linebackers coach. So you don't have to, rob Peter to pay Paul here. Like you're not going to lose an offensive line coach or or a defensive assistant somewhere just because you're doing more or doing less with Mike Eckler. So it's all out the window now with the staff limits removed. I do agree with you. I think that Mike Eckler's whatever he touches, he impacts. And if you're looking for more juice from the defense, which I think that was one thing that became clear today, and that's what Matt Rhule wants. Sprinkle some Eckler in there.
Yeah, couldn't hurt. All right, Mitch, plenty to talk about in the coming days. Appreciate you taking the time as always, and we'll talk next week.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Mitch Sherman from The Athletic, something to chew on. Ooh. Every media person I bring on, I'm just going to keep convincing them that Eckler needs to be the defensive coordinator, and then maybe that thought will infiltrate into a column or something like that at some point, and then all of a sudden. But it all is traceable back to right here and right now. I made this up. I didn't. Many people have been.
Oh, own it.
Just
own it.
It just don't crystallize for when he was talking about the Butler and the style and the It's really not about that at the college level. It's not about the scheme. It's just about how hard you do things. And Eckler got him to do things hard this year.
It showed.
That's for sure.
Almost immediately.
Josh, question for you. I was going to ask you during this during the segment. Would you like to do the odd news? Are you prepared for this?
I am prepared to.
I figured
that
you're
really asking.
Put it on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why don't we do it when we return? By the way, Doug in Idaho says 1620 the Eckler for DC boys.
Can confirm.
Put it on the
internet.
I am with it. I'm with it. So the odd news at 12:45. No, it won't be. We didn't go to daylight savings time or anything like that. It will be 12:45, and it'll be I guess it'll be 12:50, but it'll be the odd news when we return on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
Planning an outing with friends or family? Visit Cops. Responsible for ordering the office lunch? Call Cops. Need a gift that's a guaranteed hit? Cops gift certificates. Like to watch sports while enjoying an adult beverage? Stop by Cops. Craving rotisserie wings or specialty pizzas loaded with toppings? Cops is the place. Hosting a game day? Tackle it with Cops. And if you've got dietary restrictions, gluten-free or vegan, repeat after me, Cops. Whatever the occasion, whatever the craving, Cops Restaurant has you covered.
It's the holiday season again, and from all of us at J. Stennett Contracting, we'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks to each of our customers that trusted us with your home restoration projects this year. This holiday season, we hope you can take time to reflect and spend time with those you love. As we turn the calendar over to 2026, our team will be ready again with any storm restoration needs you may have. J. Stennett Contracting, we have you covered. JSCRestoration.com.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
It's the odd news at an odd time. As a texter writes in.
Good text.
Good text. So much so I used it. But at least I gave credit to Texter from the 402.
Thank you, Texter from the 402.
No other information. In the 1 o'clock hour, we still have to talk about Creighton. Josh is curious about all the things that happened to me last night.
Yeah, sounds like TV was not the way to watch this game last night. Sounds like in the arena was the best place to be.
Come on out. It's a great time. You never know what you're going to see.
You can't get there, but if you do get there, it's
just if you
great.
come from the north or
From the
west.
North or west.
If you come from the south, you're screwed. If you use 10th Street, don't do that. It's broken, apparently. Is this streetcar related? I don't know.
Moose out front should have told you.
And it's also cheesy. It was so cold. Ooh, I did not like it. But we are getting ready for Rick Pitino to jump in the very soon.
Like I want to kill myself, jump in the cold and die of frostbite.
So we better get used to it now. All right, Josh, what do we have in the odd news?
We go to Washington State, where a couple of contractors renovating a home. You never know what you're going to find in those old homes of, oh, look at that. You have to sign in to get that content, and I don't have the thing. Okay.
You had an extra hour.
I did.
On that story. And you did. Wow. All right, so throw that one out.
No. We'll get it from a different source. Contractors discovered a small case full of hand grenades and explosives on a property they were working on. Explosive ordnance teams safely removed 10 grenades and other devices. Authorities are wondering how they got in there. Full case of hand grenades found at a property. They were doing some reno work, and you can see there's photos of the string of grenades that were found inside the home. They had to remove a wall, and when they were removing a wall, they found all these old antique still active
hand grenades.
Hand grenades, yeah.
Inside the wall, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great place to hide a hand grenade.
It is, and it also isn't, I guess, if that makes
Well,
sense.
everybody's gonna look inside of like a chest, or inside the creaky old floorboards. Like it wouldn't surprise you to find a grenade there, but inside of the wall, false walls. I don't know. Was that a thing back in the day? Probably.
No one had been living in the residence at the time of the renovation work. The homeowner said they recently purchased the property and hadn't stepped foot on to the property yet.
The best moment from the new show Pluribus so far is when. Well, how far are you, Josh? It's not. Well,
Haven't started.
Okay, you don't care about this.
No.
So when they, well, I suppose listeners might. I don't care. They can't. The hive mind people can't say basically no to the main character Carol, and she was like, "Bring me a hand grenade," and then she did. She also said, "Bring me heroin," and she also said, "A police car." She just got all those things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good show. The grenade bit. Thank you, Travis. The grenade bit was hilarious.
Might check it out during our time away this month. We go to New Zealand for story number 2.
All right.
Police are waiting for nature to take its course after a man tried to smuggle a $19,000 Fabergé egg pendant out of a jewelry store by swallowing it. The 32-year-old man, who has not yet been publicly named, is accused of eating an ornate Fabergé octopus pendant on November 28th. And this is how they worded it: evidence of the alleged theft has yet to emerge. It's still inside him.
I gotcha.
At the time of his arrest, he underwent a medical assessment, and an officer is assigned
How
to
big are we talking
constantly
here?
monitor the man. Wow. That's a good question.
I mean, the Fabergé eggs. I mean, it's pretty tricky.
Well,
It's number one, difficult to probably eat, and number two, definitely difficult to come out the other way.
And I mean, it's just a pendant, but still difficult to eat, difficult to digest, I'm sure. The alleged loot was a limited edition Fabergé egg inspired by the 1983 James Bond film Octopussy. That's the name of the film. Don't come at me.
You can say it.
Central to the film's plot is a jewel smuggling operation that involves a fake Fabergé egg. The store's website says the egg, only 50 of which have been made, is crafted from gold, painted with green enamel, and encrusted with 183 diamonds and 2 sapphires. The pendant is...
That's why they want it back.
The pendant is 3.3 inches tall.
Oh, okay.
And is mounted on a stand. The egg opens to reveal an 18-karat yellow gold octopus nestled inside, adorned with a white diamond and black diamond eyes. Yeah, you're going to want to wait for that.
I'm looking at a Wikipedia page of the Fabergé, all the list of the Fabergé Imperial Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah?
The 52 eggs made for the Imperial family. And they all have like locations and stuff like that too. I didn't even know this was a thing. What a Wikipedia page. What a deep dive today. Cool.
Shout out to the chat. Let's see. Ocean's 12 plotline.
Could be.
I'm pretty sure you can see that show in Vegas.
Yeah. Basically is.
Same bleep, different toilet.
Nice. You guys get the show. I like these guys.
Finally, I love when the audience does my job for me.
Pedro says, by the way, hi guys, maybe they should give the egg thief an MRI. It was the perfect MRI. Maybe one of the best MRIs anybody's ever seen.
Wasn't even necessary, but I did it.
Also, I once swallowed 2 pennies as a child. My parents had to check my poop for days, maybe weeks after, to make sure they went through me. Bad job for the cop. Agreed.
Terrible job for the cop. The audience sent me this story in droves, and I thank them for it. We go to Ashland, Virginia, where a masked burglar broke into a closed Virginia liquor store early on Saturday and hit the bottom shelf where the scotch and whiskey were stored. The bandit was something of a nocturnal menace. Bottles were smashed, a ceiling tile collapsed. Alcohol pooled on the floor, Connor. The suspect acted like an animal because, in fact, he is an animal, a raccoon to be exact. On Saturday morning, an employee at the Ashland, Virginia area liquor store found the trash panda passed out on the bathroom floor at the end of his drunken escapade. And the photo is exactly perfect. It's just like any of us who are in our 20s, arms wrapped around a toilet after a night of drinking. I personally like raccoons, said Samantha Martin, an officer who works at the local animal control. They're funny little creatures. He fell through one of the ceiling tiles and went on a full-blown rampage, drinking everything. Martin said she took the raccoon back to the animal shelter. Another day in the life of an animal control officer. She really made this story about her.
Do raccoons believe in reincarnation?
Oh, good question.
Because maybe like
poll question.
Maybe that was our guy in the parking lot that got smashed and had been deteriorating all summer long, and then finally just recently got wiped away by the snowplow. By the way, I saw one of its little things in a different place in the parking lot.
Gross.
Yeah. So maybe it's that guy who did it.
Maybe. And he said, you know what? I was in that parking lot for weeks. I need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And he got one.
He did.
And 2 and 3 and 4.
And then threw up. Awesome. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That is the odd news. When we come back, the 1 o'clock hour, I almost instinctively said the noon hour, the 1 o'clock hour. I have a hypothetical question for you.
I have a hypothetical question.
But that's not before we talk about basketball. Did you hear that Creighton and Nebraska play on Sunday? We now have all the evidence that we will see before Sunday. There are no more games for either teams. We need to have our minds made up on who's going to win and how.
Okay.
Will Nebraska beat Creighton by 30?
30?
I mean, it was 30 the last time. Don't tell anybody it was different because 29 is 30.
That's right.
So, I don't know. We can talk about that a little bit, how it went last night for Creighton. And, of course, me on 1620 The Zone.
He gives you the latest sports news, interviews, and life-changing commentary with a smile on his face. Because he wears those ticklish underpants.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
National Signing Day on ESPN. Oh, look, there you go. It only took 4 seconds before the Omaha guy showed up. Jetamala, the 7th best quarterback according to ESPN. He's committed to Alabama.
Why does he need? Why he
Not
should've
committed
went
to Alabama.
Nebraska.
He's signed to Alabama, Josh.
Why, Nebraska should have got him.
They didn't even try.
Do you suppose at Cal they're like, man, we should have got Ryder Lyons. Why is that guy going to BYU? You suppose at Texas? Well, he's going to Houston.
Well, like, why does it have to be Cal though?
I mean, state school,
I guess. Could have been UCLA,
USC.
Yeah, USC. Which one is the private school, or which one is the state school? UCLA. Southern California is like semi-private or something like that. I think USC. There's something with USC. I just go by whoever doesn't have to participate in the FOIAs. And give away the
yes, the University of Southern California is a private research university.
Bang! I know my California.
Meaning it is not funded by the state like public universities.
Public. And
that's the conflict between USC and UCLA.
Look at where that's got UCLA.
Yeah.
Debt. Lots of it.
The switching conferences just for the money.
Blackhead says itching for a good FOIA. I am too. And guess what? It's almost time.
FOIA season?
April, May, June, July, August. People are going to be FOIAing the crap out of the stupidest stuff you can imagine.
Why wait?
And I can't. Exactly. Oh, but the transfer portal and blah, blah, blah. I need a couple days off. It's chilly. No, it's time to get to work. Start FOIAing things right now. You know who's always FOIAing stuff? Matt Brown. Extra points, Matt Brown. Be more like extra points, Matt Brown. All right. Jays last night. Josh, can I interest you in 17 made threes from the Blue Jays?
You can. I looked at the box score at halftime. Good. Yeah, I said, "Ooh, this is nice."
They made a bunch of threes. Unfortunately, they did not defend particularly well last night against Nichols, who now has the 271st adjusted efficiency offense in the country. Things got a little wonky when they went up by 30, I think, in the later in the game, and it just kind of let off the gas a little bit, which is to be expected. It's not been a team that's been in this position a whole lot this year. They've kind of been in some grinders. Although they did beat Maryland Eastern Shore by 100 that one time. But now 2 wins in a row for the Blue Jays. Everybody's touting their winning streaks all over the place. How about this? 2 wins in a row, tied for the longest winning streak this season for Creighton. Take that.
Oh.
Tied for.
I guess you can't get to a win streak of 8, 9, 10, whatever, without having 2 in a row. So
exactly. It's a great point.
Got to be here.
So I do think in reality they're turning the corner here a little bit in the 3-point shooting category, which was, they made 5 against Oregon, but I thought the pace was a whole heck of a lot better in that game. I don't think they had a very good day against Iowa State. Although they made 10 in that game, 10 of 28, 35%. So that's not bad. Kept them in it. And then the Baylor game, I remember being pretty good, 11 of 29 in that game. So like over the last 4, you're hitting them at a pretty good clip. A huge one last night, 50%. You're not going to, do that every game. But I did say last week, hey, I just think they need some things to go in, right? So it's good to have that result against Oregon, a team with, even though they didn't have Biddle and all that stuff, but like it was good to get out of there with a win for them. And then to do what you set out to do, what you're supposed to do against Nichols, I felt like was important for this team. Nick Graves starting to come along a little bit. Came out right out of the gate last night, hit 2 threes right away. That had to feel good for him.
Sure.
Because he's been, super on the struggle bus lately, and it's starting to look a little bit better in terms of pace. And and you're like, oh, we're feeling good. And then show up last night and Hudson Greer's in a boot.
Yeah, what's up with that? What?
Think
Everybody's being super vague about this. What do we know?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what happened other than I would not expect him to play on Sunday. That'd be my guess.
Okay, but we're not talking.
This is not like a season end. I'm sorry. This is not like a season ender or anything like that. It was, Max said it was kind of precautionary in a way, but like they wanted to give it a second to just like chill out and see sort of what gets reacted, how it gets reacted to. I will say with the foot thing, there's another foot thing on, who's already been surgerized over the last couple of weeks here. So
a lot of foot things with this team.
It
Creighton Blue Jays, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
It does scare you in that way a little bit. Black Cat writes in.
Hi, Platt.
Gun to your head. LeBron, MJ, or Jason Green?
Jason Green.
Dude, he loves Jason Green.
Well, he kept saying this guy needs to be playing more minutes.
Well,
and
he's right.
They put Jason Green in for more minutes last night.
He's right. Jason, I just don't think they could find the right stuff for him to in an ideal world, Creighton builds the team like I want Nebraska to build the staff out of Mike Eckler's. They could just have 5 Jason Greens and they could have him do everything at once. He can't be rim protector, perimeter lockdown guy, along with slashing scorer, do everything right, glue guy on offense. Like that's too many roles.
Too many roles.
Too many roles. Ideally, you have 4 different guys.
Like me at Thanksgiving. Too many roles.
Too many roles. But yeah, they're trying to find the right. The good thing about Jason is that he can do all of those things. And so it's more about how the other guys settle into their stuff. And the Dix Graves thing is starting to look a little bit better. And then without Hudson for a minute, it will be more Fedor and Swartz, who, was good last night in his limited minutes as well. So much for all that depth. And it's gone. But maybe this the good thing about depth is once you lose a little bit of it, your decisions kind of get made for you. And there was just a lot of indecision on how to play and what guys to play and what lineups. Mac will admit, like on a game by game basis now, he'll be like, yeah, I threw some crazy lineups out there. I don't really know, I just threw some wild and crazy lineups out there. You're just trying to throw stuff at a wall and kind of see what sticks still at this point. But starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, obviously making shots, makes you feel a lot better. So Sunday, all right, people come up to me at the game last night with tears in their eyes.
There it is.
They say, Connor, I'm so scared. I'm so freaking scared right now. What's going to happen to us when we go down there on Sunday? And I said, I don't like.
Say it, Connor. Say it.
I kind of think Creighton's going to win.
Untether yourself.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I kind of think Creighton's going to win a little bit. It just sets up that way.
This rivalry is always zagging.
This game is weird. There's like a mental thing. I think we have started to get more and more, as the picture has become clearer for Creighton. One of the things that's been going on in the background has been Owen Freeman has been getting better and playing more minutes and looking better in those minutes. And like I thought for the first time last night, he really showed off some pretty solid footwork and all that stuff. So I think him and Dix will be properly motivated on Sunday. They kind of know what it's like. Both those two guys, I believe, had awesome games against Nebraska last year. This is without Rink Mast. Of course, I know Dix did for sure. But I don't know. Like it's an interesting matchup. It's just it's two teams who I think want to get up and down the floor, but sometimes struggle to get in transition and need to make shots in order to be good. They both sort of lack physicality. Basically what I'm saying is I don't think they're that far off from each other. Weirdly enough, at this moment, the best player in the game though is Mast.
The best player
But
in the game is Mast.
He's not like or the most accomplished so far. That whatever.
Sure. Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's Rink Mast.
There were
and
just a lot of people that didn't think you would say that in
he's
the
not.
chat.
He's not like a huge. He's not like a huge beat you up inside guy. Like he wants to get to his spot in the mid range and sort of operate from there. He can. I think that's in his game. But like he wants to be in the painted area, not necessarily in the restricted area. I think that's kind of where he's. So it's not like he's just going to bully ball down. Like those are the teams I'd be worried about for Creighton. The teams that are going to be playing above the rim and are going to be just bully balling you, tossing it to their center, and then you got to like lay out and take charges and stuff like that. I don't think that's Rink's game. I don't think that's his I don't think that's what he wants to get to all the time. So I don't know. I just think I think we're gonna see a really good game on Sunday. And given the rivalry and what it's been in the past, and there's not so much expectations for Creighton into this one, and there has the last few times it feels like there's been expectations for one team to win, the other team has won, or there's been such a gap between the perception of either of the team, right? I think back to 14-15, Nebraska's ranked, Creighton's coming off of the Doug year, they go in there and win. The last year, each of the last two teams that have come to the Chi, Creighton has been really good and ranked, I think, in both cases, and then Nebraska came in here and won. Actually, maybe not 3 years ago, because they were coming off of I don't know, December. I'm not sure exactly where that was at in the whole losing streak of November, December of that year, the 6-6 thing. But yeah, it just feels like when there's a gap in perception between the two teams, the other team, brings it. And I do think something that is important this time of year is how prepared are you as far as what kind of quality competition have you seen? Do you understand and feel the speed of the games yet? Right. And I think Nebraska had that against Oklahoma and won the game, and were fantastic, and they were on fire. I haven't necessarily seen that edge from them, with maybe the exception of the K-State game from them, but they've seen quality competition. I think Creighton's seen quality competition, obviously, in Vegas, and didn't handle it as well as Nebraska has. So how does that factor into to the game on Sunday as well? I don't know. I just kind of have a weird feeling.
A lot of opinions in the chat.
Oh, I'm sure, Josh. I'm sure. I haven't looked at the chat.
Marcus, Big Red by 20.
I'm curious to see what the line looks like when it comes out. My little KenPom thingy.
Yeah, what's your little KenPom thingy say?
Says Nebraska by 4. I was thinking maybe a little steeper than that.
Platt said Jays +5 is going to feed families.
Interesting.
C. Griffin says Skurs by 30, Connor. He adds B to A.
It could be.
Which I could only assume means belts to booties.
That's right. Ass, Josh.
Yeah. Hokey Skur. As a Jays fan, I got to say, come on, Happer, put down the Blue Aid. Huskers are going to belt us this weekend.
This is all I keep hearing from all the Creighton people. Nobody is confident.
It's called an emotional hedge, Connor. Nick in the Twitter sphere. Mac is usually pretty good in these back against the wall underdog type of games, which is what I view Sunday.
Yeah. They had John and Taylor had two guys on the post-game show last night. It was Graves and Swartz. And
did John offer his mom's kebabs to any of them?
No.
Okay.
No. But he asked them both, what do you know? Like, hey, what do you know about the rivalry? And they both individually compared it to Duke and North Carolina.
Whoa.
So I don't know what they're telling them in there. I don't know what's going on over there, but Graves is from Charlotte, so he knows about that. And I think Swartz is too. So they both kind of have that in in their background. It's not like that, by the way, but it will be tense in there. And so
feels more like Wake Forest, NC State.
That's a big rivalry just down the road. Not a lot of people talk about how NC State is also on Tobacco Road.
That's right.
NU10 Skurs writes in.
Hi, NU10 Skurs.
You're honk filled because of Akron like tomato can Nichols drumming last night.
Honk, honk.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid this year. They are a young team. Oh, he's like talking about like from
You
the
beat
Nebraska
you
portion of the
beat
season.
Akron last night.
Yeah. But
Beat a Big Ten team in Oregon
But
last
Creighton,
week.
like if I'm to defend my position a little bit here, like Creighton is not. It's not the fact that they're young and untalented that they're not good so far. It's just the fact that it hasn't gelled and it hasn't come together yet. They are talented and they're not young. They're just inexperienced playing with each other. So I think if you talk to a Creighton fan to a man, they would tell you, "Oh yeah, like they're going to be better than whatever they are right now. I just don't know how good they're going to be." And I think, there was a players only meeting after the Iowa State game in Vegas. And I don't know, I thought we saw a really different group against Oregon. I know that they were without Biddle, and I don't know, they might not be that good this year anyway. They still have Jackson Shellstad, a pretty good team. And I felt like the energy was different. And I felt like the energy was maybe a little bit different last night. So I don't know. I don't know. From the 531.
Hi, 531.
I couldn't hate Creighton more, and I'm terrified. It's always a dogfight. So this is, I think
that's more norm.
This is a great example of what this has turned into. Both teams are so freaking scared. Not teams, fan bases are so scared to lose to each other. It's the worst possible scenario for either team. It's like, damn it! Why do we have to be undefeated right now? It's them. Or for Creighton, it's like, oh, we're gonna go down there. We're gonna get blitzed by them.
It's a nice win streak you got there. Be a shame if something happened to it.
So we'll talk about this more over the next couple days. It should be a fun one on Sunday at the Vault. I don't think I'm going. I'm just going to stay at home.
Not going.
I'll watch it on TV. I'll watch my boy Connor Onion get it done.
Onions.
Yep. Mr. Onion. Oh, yeah. Okay. So last night,
there were some games played that went a little too far.
Listener Andrew was all over this.
Okay, good.
Last night. I got a tweet immediately after this happened. So we did the whole RTI game where we did around the world last night. They have a spot it's not on the 3-point line because that would be too hard and too complicated. It's on the block, elbow, free throw line, elbow, block. They just have to make all the shots once and go around. And we give the contestants each a t-shirt, an RTI t-shirt to wear during the game so that they're representing the brand that we're promoting in the situation. And so then the guy wins, whatever. We get off the floor, and I'm right behind him, and the guy is taking off the top shirt that we gave him. Please give the shirt back. And he, for whatever reason, flings his elbows back and just grills me. It was targeting, like,
whoa,
forcible contact to the head or neck area. And I get a tweet like 10 seconds later is like, are we gonna talk about how that guy just completely elbowed Connor in the face? I thought I was gonna be bleeding. I wasn't. Then I got one of my cop guys to fake arrest him, which he was pretty nervous about. So then there was that. And we did a t-shirt toss a little bit later. And I threw one up into the crowd, and I'm walking off the floor, and I walk right by dear friend of the program, Evan Burrows. And sometimes the refs will say something, and obviously it was at the point of the game where, it wasn't that tense or anything. There's probably like 80 people there still. And Evan Burrows is like, what's wrong with you? You didn't give that cute kid in the front row a t-shirt. And I was like, where? What kid? First of all, he's got courtside seats. Okay. Courtside seats. I got to give the kid in the courtside seats a T-shirt?
No,
I don't think so.
you got to huck that thing.
So Evan Burrows is like, come on, man. I don't know what you're doing. That cute kid was right in front of you. How did you not throw him a T-shirt? And I was like, if only I could say what I want to say right now, which is, Evan Burrows, you suck. Evan Burrows, friend of the show.
Was there a false start on one of the games?
Yeah, he went a little bit. He went a little bit.
We're
before
looking
I
the
said
other way
go.
on that.
I think so.
Okay.
Inconsequential to the result of the game.
Okay.
I believe. The other guy couldn't get past the free throw.
I have some FOIA news. It's not related to Creighton at all.
Ah, damn it.
But we were talking about FOIAs.
The latest this day in FOIAs?
Yes.
Oh, topic alert.
That day is today. A FOIA has been filed at North Carolina looking for
the emails
involving CBS News, CBS, 60 Minutes.
This is the famous Jordan under the table thing.
Yes. And the filer, Jordan Hudson.
Oh, she's going the other way.
Yeah.
She's flipping it.
She would like to know what was said about her and her boyfriend within the halls of that facility.
She is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Yeah.
Legit crazy. She's an adult cheerleader.
Literally.
Literally. Lane writes in on the text line.
Hi, Lane.
Maybe Nebraska fans can embrace the Iowa rivalry in football the same way they do Creighton in hoops and start winning some of those games.
Oh.
You ask any Nebraska basketball fan, they are not ashamed to admit that they hate Creighton.
Yeah.
You ask any Nebraska football fan, they might be like, yeah, I guess I hate Iowa.
I mean, I'm supposed to, so I guess I do.
I'm supposed to Iowa, but it's not like what it used to be with Oklahoma.
I don't know that it's a rivalry.
Yeah. There's definitely still a twinge of that. Maybe there's some truth to that. Both teams will have it out for each other on Sunday. And we have 2 more days to preview a basketball game, Josh, which I'm excited about.
We don't often get that. It normally goes pretty rat-a-tat-tat.
We got
on to the next one.
We got some lead up here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. A couple more things to cover, including a quick hypothetical for you when we return on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. Quickly, one more thing on the Blue Jays.
The Blue Space Jays?
No. No Space Jays.
Blue no Space Jays. Okay. The local Jays.
Great Athletics Hour tonight at 6 on 1620 The Zone. You'll be hearing from big track and field coach Chris Gannon. I think you'll be hearing from, these are all live, by the way.
Yeah, they're all scheduled to attend.
And you will be hearing from women's basketball coach Jim Flannery and some others.
Cards subject to change.
Yeah, you never know. But that's, I think, what's on tap tonight.
I really love that you guys take time out of your evenings to come in for that hour-long show.
Mhm.
It's just dedication to the craft.
If you combine our Creighton Athletics Hour with our Big Red Overreactions, we'd have thousands.
Huh.
Way more than some people.
I mean, that's a couple Mickey Mouse Clubhouses you're not going to watch tonight.
That's true. That's true. And maybe, once you've seen one, you kind of seen all.
Whoa, no.
Which mouse tool could I use to get out of that tonight? I don't know. I don't know if there is that anymore. All right, here's my hypothetical question.
Okay.
If what if Dana Holgerson, because we had caller Joe earlier and said, hey, look, guy, he said like a bunch of other things first, but one of the main things he said was the offense sucked too. A fair point for the record. So what if Dana Holgerson isn't here anymore next year? We don't even have to ask, like, is that likely? I think anything is possible for the record. What if Dana Holgerson leaves for another job? All right. What would be the takeaway if Nebraska would go with another offensive coordinator and then another defensive coordinator again in the Rhule era? What is not clicking with these and we could even ask the question with Dana in place, because I was willing to just say, here you go, Dana. Like, your track record is your track record. I love it. I love everything that's on your resume. You've never had it like an unsuccessful offense. This always works. This is the kind of guy we need at Nebraska. And then he showed up here. It's not working. So we could even ask the question with Dana in place. What is not clicking with these coordinators and Rhule? With the exception, I will add, and this is not, this includes the lack of success, but the only guy that it felt like Rhule saw eye to eye with, who's been in one of those spots, was Tony White at first and Marcus Satterfield.
Yikes.
What is that like? What are we to glean from this information that I've laid out in front
Well,
of
how many times did we say, you keep saying Dana Holgerson runs this, that's not what they're running?
I know.
How many times did we say that this year? We said that a lot, right?
A lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. And so what I thought at the beginning of the year, and what we talked about quite a lot at the beginning of the year, was the reason that Dana was here is for Rhule to just step out of the way on the offense. I now have no say over what you guys do. You are the head coach of the offense, Dana. Go. Car's yours, drive it.
He wanted to work with Dylan. He was excited about that prospect.
Yeah. And I don't know if that happened just by their pace and the way they played, and I don't know. Dana's history has shown that he is an aggressive play caller. Balls down the field, and taking chances as far as the pass game is concerned. And either maybe the answer is he just didn't trust his quarterback, or Rhule's defense first mentality sort of lorded over the entire thing. And
or is Dylan's computer running a little
that's possible
slow?
Too. Yeah, that's possible too. And Dana understood that and therefore had to call the offense in a different way. But I thought one of the things that was going to happen is this year is that Rhule would give his keys to the coordinator and sort of get out of the way, but not on the defensive side. We knew that knew that Rhule was going to have an impact, and Phil Snow was
his
sort of
baby,
proxy
so to speak,
on the defense. I thought it would happen a lot more with the coordinators this year that he had in place. I don't think it did. And I don't think, like I said, like you just said, Josh, too, I don't know that Dana was like running his offense. I want to see Dana Holgerson be Dana Holgerson, man. If he's going to be here, and if I'm him, like I could understand at this moment why you would be looking to not be here if that would be the case. If I'm Dana Holgerson with all the stuff on my track record, I want to be Dana Holgerson.
You hire Dana Holgerson to get Dana Holgerson's offense. Right now, you have the offense of, I don't know, pick an OC. Like that anyone could. I'm not saying anyone could do what Dana's doing right now, but anyone could run an offense like that. It's not spectacular.
Like, so Rhule has a decision to make, whether it's Dana or not, or whether it's, whoever the new defensive coordinator is. Like, is he going to tell that person? And the question was asked today, and I'm glad it was, how much impact will the new defensive coordinator have on being able to hire their own people, their own staff? And he said, that sounds great with the exception of Addison Williams. He stays. Sounds like he made some guarantees to some people, right? So that's okay. All right. That's kind of an open book, right? But how much impact does Rhule have on the defense and the pace and all these things? And how much impact does he have on the offense and the pace and all that stuff? Like, it's either he steps away and goes full CEO all the time, figurehead guy, more podcasts, stuff like that, or he goes his way, which is he has his tentacles on everything.
Nice emphasis.
Thank you. On everything. Offense, defense. I think he kind of let Eckler do his thing on special teams, mostly because I don't feel like I think he's scared of him.
He's scared of that guy, right?
He's scared of him.
I don't go over there. That guy's scary.
Doesn't really like his energy or something like that. But that's cool. Whatever way it works, Eckler's doing great. Just leave him off on his island. That's awesome. So I don't know. I think that's really one of the key decisions here in the offseason. And maybe some of it depends on who are the people that are in those positions. But if it's Dana Holgerson, it's got to be Dana Holgerson, man. I want to see him go and do the thing.
Yeah.
Points. Throw it downfield.
But
so scared to throw it downfield.
You're asking a micromanager not to micromanage.
I know, it's a problem.
Whose job it is to kind of micromanage if you're going to be a CEO.
Yeah. It's just how much, right? And it's vague, but it's just how much.
Was last year kind of a training wheels year because it still hadn't been a full year? I don't know.
I don't think you could say that to Dana Holgerson.
Yeah, he's been doing it long enough.
With a 5-star quarterback and good wide receivers. I know that those guys, had a little bit of an issue, fighting through balls and stuff like that. But like Hunter was good and Key wasn't as explosive as people probably thought he was going to be, but a solid receiver. This group of wide receivers is way better than the group before that.
Sure.
So I don't know, man. Like all the pieces, and with Emmett, I mean, you could have still had Emmett do what he did, just with the offense as a whole being more efficient instead of Emmett's got to run for 1,600 yards, otherwise we're dead. That type of offense, and that's kind of what it turned into. And yeah, the Raiola injury has an impact on all this stuff too. Jeff writes in.
Hi, Jeff.
He says he's super demanding. I think that wears guys out fast. Yeah, I think, he said that at the beginning, something along the lines of like, he likes, it's one of the reasons he promotes these kind of young assistants, and he can kind of show them the ropes, and also they listen. I think he likes Rhule. I think he likes like soldiers, like,
okay, that would make sense.
Like, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you. I think that's why he didn't have a problem with Sat. I think that's why Sat's still here.
That's the way you like it being done. Okay, that's the way I'll do it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with all of that stuff, and it's kind of a hypothetical, but something to think about going forward. SEAL Team Nix writes in.
Hi, SEAL Team Nix.
Poll question: can Nebraska let Dana Holgerson be Dana Holgerson?
I would try it.
I would try it. See where it gets you. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
We are back with the poll questions, and we will tell you what to watch when we return on the Counter Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. All right, take that for the long breaks guy from yesterday.
Why does the show take such long breaks? Showed you.
Jeff Brom has turned down overtures from Penn State to remain at Louisville.
Oh,
Oh my goodness!
Oh no, disaster.
That's a dilemma.
And bleep. That's a dilemma. Wow. Pete Thamel says Jeff Brom has communicated to his bosses that he's not exploring any other jobs and is committed to Louisville. Pat Forty says Jeff Brom has turned down overtures from Penn State to remain at Louisville. Who will coach these men? Who will coach them?
I'll do it. Fine.
Seriously.
I'll do it.
I mean, that joke gets old on the internet really fast, but it's about time, and we're getting close to calling Josh. You know about college football programs. You've been on a bus before with people.
I've been on a plane, a bus.
Yeah. All sorts of kind of
I figure I got how it works.
Okay.
Maybe we'll ask Scott Strohmeyer tomorrow. Do you want to coach Penn State?
That's a great question, actually. We'll put that in the bank. This is nuts. Also, how many more coaches, are they just looking the Wikipedia page of list of FBS coaches up and saying, this guy? Because we're like 30 or 40 people down the list at this point that have been connected to this in some way, shape, or form, who have gotten a phone call from somebody at Penn State.
Yeah, feels like maybe you should just kind of sit, let it breathe, and tell people you're waiting for an NFL coach, even if you're not. Just our guy's in the NFL right now. He's busy.
You're not going to take. I don't know. Mike Tomlin is the new name of the day, I guess.
Thanks, Ben Roethlisberger.
Sam writes in.
Hi, Sam.
Josh is always working in the background on the YouTube feed. He could easily handle both coaching and recruiting.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Would you be able to still do the show if you were the head coach at Penn State? Doug Gottlieb does it.
Could I do it remotely? Could I do it from?
No, you have to live here still.
Could I coach Penn State remotely?
Yes.
I'll do it.
Okay. You are not paid even close to what your peers are getting paid, but it's still pretty good.
That's okay. I'll take $1 million a year.
Okay, yeah.
I'll do it.
All right, perfect. Just there goes all your leverage.
But
Josh.
if you fire me, I get it all.
All right, to the polls at Happer Show. Did bars of soap have a good run?
Oh, yeah.
It had a great run.
Classic.
I'll tell you what, the bar of soap in the shower in my grandpa's shop that had, like the ones with it's got the little pokies. What is that? What kind of brand is that? It's like real tough stuff.
Like lava soap?
Lava soap.
Yeah.
The lava soap that has been in that shower in that shop has been there since probably I was born. And so it had a great run.
Mm-hmm.
It had a great run.
Absolutely.
88% said yes. Did Twister make you want to stop dying in tornadoes?
Yeah. I mean,
that and other things.
Yeah.
That and tornadoes. 61% say yes. Do you like knowing things?
Oh, yeah.
I do. I really do. 93% say yes. And finally, do raccoons believe in reincarnation? I'm going to say no.
I don't know if they can comprehend the concept, so I'm going to vote no.
60%
Interesting.
say no. Those are the polls. Josh, what are we watching tonight?
Watching college hoops, Big Ten battle up north, number 22, Indiana, and Minnesota at 6 o'clock on BTN. It's part of a triple header. We'll get to the other games. Number 6, Louisville at number 25, Arkansas, 6:15 on ESPN. We'll get to why in a little
Pat
bit.
Kelsey going to guard their best player?
Northern Colorado is at Omaha tonight. We're packing the Baxter at 7 o'clock. You can hear Gary on 1290 Coil tonight. Northwestern at Wisconsin, game 2 of the BTN's triple header at 8 o'clock. SMU is at number 17, Vanderbilt, 8:15 on SEC Network. I believe that's the top thrill score of the night, although Louisville, Arkansas feels like it should be high.
Let me check that. Go ahead, keep going.
And
then
then
more college basketball.
Third game in the BTN triple header, Big Ten rivals UCLA and Washington hook up. West.
Thrill score number 1 tonight is Louisville, Arkansas.
Okay.
NC State, Auburn next. UCLA, Washington next.
The women are in action tonight as well.
They are. What a reminder, Josh.
Bradley, Nebraska, be there.
The Bradley Braves, Missouri Valley Conference, Peoria, Illinois. What a place.
7 o'clock on BTN Plus. The Heat are in Dallas to take on the Mavericks, 7:30 on NBA TV. NHL doubleheader on TNT, Sabres Flyers at 6:30, followed by Mammoth Ducks at 9 o'clock. At 6 o'clock tonight on every ESPN network, I do mean literally every ESPN network, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, SEC Network, ACC Network, Jim Valvano's ESPY speech will air. All ESPN networks will stop for 15 minutes tonight for their annual re-airing of the NC State coach's 1993 speech.
What if there's like games going on?
All the games start at 6:15 tonight instead of 6 because it is V Week on ESPN.
That's cool.
As I stumbled through earlier this week. And finally, a Christmas movie on Amazon Prime. Oh, what fun is the title. When her family accidentally leaves her during the holidays, a devoted mom, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, embarks on an impromptu adventure.
Okay, so Home Alone, but with Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah. What if you were an adult and got Home Alone for the holidays?
Whoa.
Sounds great.
That sounds horrific.
Well, the movie sounds terrible, but the idea, the premise of your family leaves you for a week.
I saw Macaulay Culkin say something like he wanted to do a Home Alone Redux where he was adult Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
He was adult Kevin, and he
was trying to
his
break
family
in.
left without him, he had an idea for the next Home Alone.
Yeah,
it kind of sounded good.
His kid was trapped in the home, and he was trying to break into the home to get his, like, hey kid, I'm here and safe. We're
the
okay.
kid was getting him away.
Yeah,
like he turned into a sticky bandit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting.
I would watch.
I might too. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
So we're watching tonight. That is the show. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is next.